Live from the J.C. Newman Cigar Studios and the Gurkha Cigar Studios in the great state of New Hampshire. Welcome to the Smokin Tabacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Pat Chamberlain.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from SmokinTabacco.com, and I am joined once again by my good friend and co-host, Mr. Patrick Chamberlain. Pat, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
It's been a shitty week. I'll just come out and say it. But I'm here. I'm still here. Just doing my thing. Sorry, I'm just fixing something. As discreetly as I can in the background, but did that work? Yes, it did. All right, cool. Sorry about that. Well, welcome guys to another episode of the show. We're here. It's Wednesday night. I got some wine tonight. Which if you pay attention, you probably know. I haven't really been drinking a lot on the show, to be honest with you, and it's not because I'm just not drinking. I either forget or I don't know. I get to a point where halfway through the show I'm like, I wish I grabbed something, and it's my own fault. But I paid attention tonight, and I made sure I had some wine. One, because I could use it, and two, because the guest we have on the show tonight is fantastic as he is with cigars. He is a big wine drinker, and I kind of wanted to make sure that I had that. So that's that. Pat, what's new with you before we get too deep into the weeds?
Nothing really. Just it's been busy at work, and it's fair season. The weather's turned in that October weather. Watching the Red Sox, they won yesterday. They're tied now. So
are they? Oh, I was just gonna say, what's the score? What's going on? I forgot to put that on.
It's 2-2. Sox are batting, one out. Fifth inning.
Okay. All right.
So it's looking even.
All right.
But I'm happy to see that Red Sox won yesterday after the Yankees didn't allow any Red Sox fans to buy tickets to their stadium. So.
Well, since 2004, which I think almost all of our audience is old enough to remember, even if it was a twilight. We've owned them in the playoffs, and I don't just mean like it was close. Like I saw a graphic earlier, and it was like, oh no, we won 75%, if not maybe a little more, of the games we've played against the Yankees in the playoffs since 2004. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things change. So, I have high hopes. We got the first one down. We just need one more. And then we hopefully can just move on to the division series, which we'll see how that goes. But hey, you never know. But we also played very well against the Yankees this year in the regular season. I think we were like 9-2 or something like that against them. I don't know exactly, but I remember it was a pretty good record. I had high hopes. I'm like, wow, if we see him in playoffs, I'm like, it's a good sign, So hopefully that continues to pay off. So one down, just one more to go. We get 2 games if necessary. Hopefully not, but we'll see. I think that if we win tonight and we knock them out 2 games. 1-2 out of the way. I mean, dude, they got to get rid of Aaron Boone. I mean, I'm not a Yankees fan, so I don't really give a shit what they do. But, I mean, guy's not a good decision maker. I mean, last night, he took his pitcher out too soon. It benefited us, so I don't give a shit. But as a baseball guy, he's made some very questionable decisions. So, I don't know. You know what? It's the Yankees' problem. Let them deal with it all by themselves. We'll worry about what we got going on. Let them have their own issues over there in the Bronx. I don't really care. All I care is that we win tonight. Anyway, before we bore you with baseball talk, Coop's not here, so I don't want to get too deep into that. And I don't want to keep this guy waiting. He deserves to not wait. We do have a guest with us tonight, one of my favorite guests on the show, one of my favorite people in this industry because he keeps it real. You may love him like I do. You might hate him. That's fine. But he's the man. Sorry, he's the man. From Tatuaje, it's Pete Johnson. Let's bring him on here. Where is he? There he is.
Sup? I
Looking
would
good.
say that a good percentage hate me.
Was that young? What'd she say?
I would say that a good percentage hate me. When I started the company, I probably ruffled a few feathers, but and I kind of still get. I wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to this industry, so sometimes I get a little on top of shit.
Yeah.
And like even last night, I was in a fit about something with this whole California thing, and I got really upset with half the industry. So, yeah,
I think
have
half
my
the industry
moments.
hates me too right now.
Nah,
Just say it.
You put too much weight on. That's why the wine is good, man. I don't care. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I will say that I've been searching for a drink all day because we've been waiting for this California UTL thing, and we applied for our online portal application access, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
They just responded to us with an approval to invite us to use the online portal. So here it is, October 1st, and we have to enter between both companies probably a couple hundred SKUs by October 9th. So yay.
Oh.
And each application takes about 10 minutes, 10 to 15, probably 20 for me because I'm slow. But
Who has more SKUs? You or my father? I forget.
no, we're about even.
Okay.
From what I can tell, we're going to register similar quantities. All single cigars, not boxes, because boxes can be easily be made up by having the single cigars times the box count. So what's the point of the boxes is for California to grab more money.
Yeah.
That's it. But the reality is that you can have your retailers ring up 21 or 25 of the single SKU. And to me, my opinion has always been, in the 22 and a half years of working with the state of California, the vehicle that the cigars traveled in is the box. It has nothing to do with the end price of the cigar.
Yeah, I never really thought about the whole box SKU thing.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I guess I never really like, oh, I guess that has a different SKU. So when this whole thing came up, I'm like, oh, that's right. The cigar has a SKU, and the box has a SKU. Which, yeah, that's...
We
yeah.
do it. Here I am fucking jumping, playing like, what's it called?
Russian roulette?
Double Dutch with my microphone and my wine. I'm trying to like, maybe I should just keep this in front of me.
Maybe.
Here, that way you see the tip of the glass. So yeah, we just got our invite. Thank you, California.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah.
While we're...
Here it
Can I also call myself
like I
out?
basically wasted 3 days waiting for an answer from them, which could have been 3 days of preparing everything we needed for the registration. So,
Yeah.
and by the way, the registration is a yes, a maybe, or I'm sorry, a yes, a no, or we need more answers.
Further review.
Further review.
Yeah.
What if they say no?
Yeah, I know. Like, what are you supposed to
What
do?
happens
Like,
if they say no?
you just can't sell here, and it's like, oh, all right, fuck me then.
Yeah, exactly. So, and by the
Oh, I
way,
guess California's out.
we have a couple hundred SKUs. We nailed it down to 80, and that was because we just wanted to see those cigars in certain stores. You know, there's some that didn't make sense because you sell $30 boxes a quarter to the retailers in California. That completely doesn't make sense. But there's some that just like have been in the market in California since 2003. You can't take off the list. So
I was like, how much of a consideration do you put in, like what you think larger companies will be having in the market? Like, are you kind of strategically deciding what SKUs you put in California to continue competing, or are you trying to think of like retail shops and just what in general was successful in the territory?
yeah, no, I looked at numbers. The numbers are the ones that told me what makes sense for the territory. Um, my sales rep in California doesn't love it because there are certain things that he sells here and there, but the reality is he only sells it here and there. So you have to pay attention to the numbers. Pay attention to the science, people. Uh, but the biggest problem with California is that we're going into it as an unknown still because today those cigars are hot, but tomorrow those cigars might not be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're actually making cigars specifically for California. We're gonna have limited editions that are made exclusively for California because my ultimate goal is to make sure that the California retailers are protected. Because if this goes down the way it's looking to play out, there's a good 75% of the retailers in California that are going to go out of business, which is just wildly unfair.
Yeah.
I am coming out with a special monster just for California.
Is it going to be a new monster that hasn't been used before?
Yes, it's a brand new monster. It's based off of a character in California already. It's called the Scum.
Huh. Is it what I think it is?
Oh yeah. No,
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
So
I'm
that
sorry.
that will be
Sorry.
about that will be registered for next year. We won't have it ready for January 1st.
Wait. You're really doing that? That's not a joke.
The name isn't finalized. The name isn't finalized, but there's definitely a play on words there. Yeah, the name isn't finalized, but there will be a play on words.
No, you should do that. Just please. That's great. See, Pete, this is what I'm talking about.
This is what
This is what I'm.
alcohol does, by the way.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why I like you so much because you don't care. People ask me.
I do. That's the problem. Is I do care. I care too much. And
No,
it
you
just
care about
fucking
the things you should care about. I'll give you that.
pisses me off. Dude. California retailers are going to get really hurt by all of this, and it really sucks. It just really sucks. And there's a potential that manufacturers are going to get hurt by this because they're talking about fining the distributors and the manufacturers if they find a product on the shelf that's not supposed to be on the shelf. That's bizarre world. Everything else that's going on in the government, I could give a shit. But California is complete bizarre world for me when it comes to this UTL listing. So, thank you, Senior Gavin.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
It does make it a little bit more complicated because I am a California entity.
Well, a big part of Tatuaje and your personal history, professional history, Los Angeles. So, yeah, I could see that.
But I'm still a California company,
right.
So I will say that there are certain points that I might step back on and be in the shadows because I don't want to put a target on my back.
That's true.
So,
why
I'm
do you?
pissed, dude. Like California is just.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Why
you
am
off.
I there? Why have I stayed?
Yeah,
there?
like why are you not just all in Miami now?
When it comes to cigars, I grew up in California. Cigars in California is like really kind of part of what guided my whole life. I can't abandon it. Like there's still people that I care about. There's still people that I work with that work every day for the company that live in California. Like, why do you just shut down the company and say, sorry, bitches, we're out? The retailers appreciate that they get lower shipping rates from us.
Right.
Um, there was a time where we were one of the few companies that were actually charging the tobacco tax on the invoice. So our tobacco tax ratio was way lower than everybody else's until I can't remember. It had something to do with Davidoff, I think, suing or threatening to sue the state of California when it came to wholesale pricing. And it ended up being where people would use their import cost to do the tobacco tax on the cigars in the state of California. So obviously my cost is more expensive than people who import cigars directly. So my tobacco tax is a little higher than everybody else's now if the companies actually hold licensed distributors, an LD license or a DL license. I can't remember what directions it is, but a distributor's license in California gives you the ability to utilize your first landed price in California is the direct connection to the tobacco tax. Since the change of the rule, importers and manufacturers could use their first landed price in the United States as their basis for the tobacco tax. So ultimately, my cost is more than most people because of, the moving points of how I purchase my cigars from said family. So my cost of cigar is more expensive than their cost of the cigar when it relates to tobacco tax. Sorry, that's a tongue twister for me tonight because it might be the alcohol, but anyway,
It might be.
on to the show.
That's okay. That was good information though. It's like, and I have to say, your prices. I mean, I'm not going to get too specific, but I spent a lot of money on you this year. Now, having said that,
no tariffs, no increases.
Prices weren't bad, all things considered. I mean, I'm looking at half of it in front of me, and I have to say, I mean, the prices weren't, your price points are still pretty good. I mean, look at the Monster Series. I mean,
it's still $13.
Still $13. A box of 13 cigars, $130.
I talk about it in this documentary called Hand Rolled. That I kind of pigeonholed myself into
I think I heard about it.
$13 price point forever.
You own it.
Inflation's gonna catch up to that one eventually, but no, man. We looked at our numbers when it came to like the tariff shit that came up. We looked at our numbers and we're like, can we afford it? Okay, yeah, we can afford it. If we pass it on, it's just going to get doubled and then doubled again. But our cost on it isn't horrible. And are we still doing well as a company? Sure. And the hope is, hey, maybe we sell a few more boxes to make up for the fact that we didn't raise prices.
Yeah.
Perfect. We try not to go over the top. I mean, there are specific cigars that we put out for a reason at a higher price point because we want them to be a celebration of life. So like La Union at $60. La Union at a $60 price point. The way it's packaged, the way it's presented, the shape it's in, the amount of rollers that roll those cigars, it's actually a cheap date compared to some other high-end cigars that are, $100, $200, $300 a cigar.
Right.
So I actually get pissed off when people complain about the $60 price point because we were actually going to price it higher and we actually came down to $60. So that's that.
That's a box of 40, right? Because it's 20 of each.
Yeah. It's a box of 40. It's not a cheap date, but it's definitely one of those things where you use it as a celebration of life, and it's made for a specific purpose. And ultimately, if we can't sell them, we're going to smoke really, really good cigars for a long time. and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's how my philosophy on Tatuaje has always been, is like, if I can't sell a cigar, I better absolutely love it, because I'm going to be stuck smoking it.
It's good philosophy.
And the reality is, it's always been the same conversation that everyone in the company has always said. Like, listen, if no one wants it, we'll smoke them.
That's fair.
I have a cigar that's a 4x50. I make it in Miami. It's called the Corojo Nu 2003 Series L. It was made for my dog Loki.
I remember
who
the
passed
story.
away at 13 weeks.
Oh,
I priced it at $13, and my sales reps came to me and said, "Do you want to sell it, or do you want to smoke them all?" I go, "I don't even want to sell this fucking cigar. I made it to remember him. I'm gonna. If someone buys it, perfect. But they're there for me to smoke. That's it. Like, if I don't sell another one of them, it doesn't matter. First of all, I can stop making them, or I'll just make enough for me to smoke. That's it."
yeah.
Cigar companies have a big luxury. We don't have the luxury, like wine companies don't have the luxury that cigar companies have. If a cigar doesn't work, we can just reblend, repackage, call it something new, and see if it works. Wine companies can't do that. They're stuck with the juice they got that year. So they
That's
better
the point.
be able to produce a good harvest and produce good wine out of it, especially if it's single vineyard stuff. It's like, next thing you know, you're putting it into a lower level product, but eventually, if it doesn't sell, wine could go bad. I properly kept cigars won't go bad. They might get milder as they kind of muddle down over the years, but I've had 70-year-old cigars that have been powerful as hell. So if a cigar doesn't work, we can scratch the project, which I've done before. I had a project that I made samples of. I set aside the tobacco. I ultimately did not like the cigar. I didn't like the samples. Even though everybody around me was like, "Oh, this is going to be good," I was like, "Yeah, it's something about it I don't love." And I scrapped it. And my brother-in-law came to me and says, "You still want me to hold that tobacco for you?" I go, "No, throw it into the mix. I'll figure something out." Like, I'm not in a hurry to throw out a bad cigar.
Yeah.
Like, that just goes against my nature. To just make a cigar to see if I can get I think Robbie Williams in a song, he wrote the song on Wednesday, talked about it on Thursday, and put it out by Friday, and it was a #1 album by the weekend or something like that. That's not the case with cigars. They have to be consistent, they have to be good, and they better be fucking good, because consumers are going to notice it. So, yeah, I'm if I don't like something, I just don't put it out. Plain and simple.
Well, the bloggers
off
will
my
notice it
soapbox.
too. Well, the bloggers will notice it too.
Well, depending on which blogger, right?
Listen, I'm not trying to start
Get me
anything.
fucking started, man.
I'm not trying to get anything started. I love all the media
Yeah.
guys. We're all,
Cheers.
Well, first thing, I have a couple of things specifically with your stuff that I want to talk to you about tonight.
Real quick, Matt, can I interrupt for 1 second? I just have to ask.
You're Pete Johnson. You can do whatever you want.
No. Do I sound a little angst? Like a little aggressive tonight?
Do you mean like more than usual?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the California thing really definitely pissed me off. And again,
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this publicly. If you don't want me to bring it up, just be like, no. But do you remember that one night you went to dinner at PCA?
Which dinner?
Ruth's Chris.
Oh, yeah. When I walked out of the restaurant because they
Were you that pissed?
were a shit
Or
show.
were you more pissed?
No. I'm actually right there.
Because I know that was a bad night for you.
Yeah, that was a mental breakdown. That was like like men's health need to come into play that
Yeah.
night. This is just you know fuck these people, and the system needs to change. Um, Again, California, something better happen. Something should happen to make this right because what they're doing to California retailers alone, dude, forget about us. We could say, hey, fuck it, we're not going to sell into the state of California and just move on.
Right.
But the California retailers are going to get decimated.
Yeah.
And it's just vastly unfair. Like there's no plan. They have no they have no plan for a sell-off period. They haven't talked about a sell-off period. They don't want to engage in the conversation about a sell-off period for the retailers. And I went through this years ago when they were taking, cigarettes without tax stamps off the shelves in California, and then they started taking off mini like clove cigarettes and mini cigars off the shelves in California. But that was like a 2-year window. It was like, oh, you have to sell this within 2 years and get it off the shelf. Otherwise, we're going to come for it. And some guy walked in and said, I'm from the state of California. Here's my badge. That pack of Danimans that you have there is not part of our list, and we're going to have to seize it, confiscate it. And he wrote me a receipt and walked out the door, and there was no recourse. The company that I worked for lost the money for that one pack, and it was only one pack, luckily, because I had sold every one of them. But I forgot about the one that was sitting there. Walked out, and that was it. But you're talking about cigar stores that some of them are museums of cigars.
Mm.
They have cigars. I know people that have monster boxes from the first 6 releases on their shelf at a high price point because they're like, well, if someone wants to buy it, it's for sale, but otherwise it's not for sale, right?
Right.
You're telling me that the state of California can walk in after these retailers have already paid for the product hundreds of dollars and on top of it paid tobacco tax to the state of California for that product, and they're going to come in and say, well, that's not on our universal list, so that's deemed illegal. We're going to have to confiscate it and take it off your shelf. How is that fucking fair? How is that fair in general? There should be like a beginning point and like here towards the future, right? Here's where the cutoff point. If you have an invoice before that date that says that you've had it on your shelf forever, it doesn't count. If you got it after this date, then it better be on the list. No, none of that. None of that. It's fucking bullshit.
See, I have a lot of I can add a lot to the California thing. We kind of butchered it a couple weeks ago, but I mean, we can get back into it at some point in the show if we want. But one of the big things I thought,
camera getting foggy.
Oh no,
can I just stop you both for 2 seconds? I'm so sorry, but I got 2 ads that I want to get to. so that way, because
this rant from Pete is sponsored by Two Guys Smoke Shop.
It's actually Two Guys Cigars now, but I forgot you wouldn't know that. So, but yes, our friends at 2guyscigars.com. That's right, the number 2 guyscigars.com. Head over there today for an amazing selection of cigars and cigar accessories from brands you all know and love, and maybe some new ones you haven't quite discovered yet. Either way, order some cigars from them. They're great people to help make this show happen. Only at the number 2 guyscigars.com. And actually, you know what? Let's talk about what we're smoking first before I move on to the next thing. Pete, I'll let you go first. Well, I know you already said it before, but I'll let you say it again.
I'm smoking Peruvian tobacco samples.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Pat, what do you got?
4 different seed varietals, little poritos. I'm going to do a project in Miami. Obviously, it can't be sold in California unless I register it. But, just playing around right now.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Thanks to Gennaro from Peru for getting me the samples. Appreciate you.
we look forward to hopefully seeing it come all the way to the front and then getting to smoke it. So thank you for the work that you put in.
Thank you.
Pat,
What are you smoking?
I'll let Pat go first, and then I'll let you know. Pat, what do you got? Something tells me you got something interesting, knowing that Pete was here tonight, because that's how you are.
Yeah, I could have dug deeper for something more unique. But it's well, I've been the Tat 898 has been like my favorite cigar that's come out in years. So I mean, I have like really old monsters. I have a bunch of unique Tats I could have smoked, but I'm like, I was craving an 898. So and actually, Pete's on my shit list because I hate that
Uh-oh.
there's not a lot of these things in existence, and I love this cigar. I wish there was more of them.
Well, I'm making another batch. Unieski, who was the roller of that cigar, is actually making another batch right now. Probably a much smaller batch, only a couple hundred boxes compared to 500. Luckily for that cigar, it's actually going to be legal in the state of California because it's above the price level of $12, which is supposed to include excise tax, but this hits the mark just on the wholesale price. So it works out great. That I'm happy that cigar can stay on the market, and maybe I'll just ship them all to California. So Mark Just from Tower Cigars will probably get them.
Just make sure you send at least 2 boxes to Twins in Londonderry, and you can do whatever else on the other ones.
You're good with that. Yeah, that's easy.
And
I heard
Jay.
there's an event at Twins tonight.
Oh yeah, there is. I'm actually really disappointed that we're not there. It's
It's a My Father event.
It's a My Father event, and
Yeah,
shout out to
yeah, that's
Darren
right.
Hill, who's our rep, who you know. And
Our oldest is actually at that event.
I know that don't make it worse, please.
I'm going to tell my wife that you skipped Joseph's event
Please don't.
for hanging out with me online.
Please don't. I don't want to be on her shit list.
It's our middle kid's 21st birthday also.
Oh, really? Well, happy birthday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I believe that his generation is going to save the alcohol industry.
Yeah, I was disappointed because I didn't realize the timing, and it's funny because I texted Darren and I was like, I've been bugging you to do an event at Kurt's place forever, and it sounds like a great event. He's got like axe throwing and shit too, and I said, and now I can't go because
Wait, they got axe throwing. Let me text my wife and find out if Joseph is axe throwing.
Yeah, he's got axe throwing there. And I texted him. I said, I can't come though, because your boss's husband is coming on my show, and I can't cancel that. And he was like, "Dude, I'm so bummed." I'm like, "I know, but I can't do that. I can't cancel it. But believe me, I'm there in spirit in more ways than you know." So, it's too bad. But I'm hoping that he just does more. But I am smoking the new T110 Corojo because
nice.
I've been big on the Corojo this year. I have the T110, I have the Cohetes, I got the Cojones. Cojonu. I know. Spanish is not my first language, and you live with someone who speaks great Spanish, so
it's kind of like you can actually sing it. Cojonu. I put music. I put music to everything.
Well, you're a musician.
Like everything.
That's what that makes sense. You're a musician.
Well, yeah, I know it makes kind of sense, but it's just one of those things. My wife was singing to our dog yesterday as she was eating something. I go, that doesn't really work. It's like I just straight up said, yeah, that doesn't really work.
Are you starting trouble?
Is Joseph axe throwing? Well, you know what axe? Where you chop the wood? Uh-huh. At Twins tonight, where Joseph is at doing his event, they're doing axe throwing at a target.
Is he doing that?
I don't know. You should ask him.
Everybody should be far away from him.
No, he's a sports guy. Joseph.
Volleyball.
Don't get Darren in trouble.
He's good at sports. Of course she is. Don't let her. Our dog. So we have a schoolyard full of soccer players next to us,
Oh,
and our dog is obsessed with. She's a 125-pound Rottweiler, and she's obsessed with soccer balls. So she sees the
oh.
soccer balls go up in the air, up in the air, up in the air, and then, of course, three of them fly over the fence, and she popped every one of them.
What murdered?
She like murders a soccer ball in 2 seconds, and yeah, we ended up telling the guys like, listen, if you want to have live soccer balls, come back. Don't kick them over our fence.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
So
I know how
our
that
dog
goes.
is obsessed, and now she's passed out and she hasn't eaten dinner. But it's probably better that she's just snoring and
Sometimes it's for the best.
taking a break. Maybe she's fasting.
So you can tell your
Sometimes
wife.
it's good for you.
I was trying to do damage control. I texted Darren and I said I might have got you in trouble with Yanni, and he was like, "What?" I said I told Pete that you had axe throwing on the air, and he yells to her, "Hey, is Joseph doing axe throwing?" He's like, "Oh boy, he didn't do it."
Okay, good.
Yeah. So we put the
But Joseph's a true sportsman. Like he actually he can play pretty much any sport. He went to school outside of Boston for volleyball.
St. Regis
Well, it's called Regis, not
or
St.
Regis? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he actually he can play anything. Dude. Like you just some people are just naturally gifted. I mean, I grew up in a sports family, so like that. Even though I became a musician, I did every sport, like every sport, and
Right.
was well versed at pretty much every sport. I would say I was really good almost at every sport, but hockey. I was good at street hockey, but I had weak ankles, so I wasn't great at ice hockey.
Which is ironic because you grew up in Maine, which is
Yeah, but my brother won 2 state championships, plus he coached multiple state championships. But we were just a sports family. I played basketball and soccer and baseball. So I grew up. Dude, pitch me a ball, I'll fucking hit it out. Give me a soccer ball, I'm going to kick it halfway down the field. Like it's just, I might break my leg now that I'm 50, almost 55, but I'm definitely feeling my age lately. But
you don't look
no,
that old.
it's just part of how we grew up. Our dad was a goalie for soccer in college. He was also a wrestler, so like we just grew up around sports. We would steal our dad's golf clubs, who was a lefty, by the way, and we would hit the golf balls on the right side of the golf club, which worked, but fucked up the golf clubs.
Oh.
Yeah,
Isn't that like didn't Hendrix play like a left-handed guitar righty or vice versa or something
Yeah,
like
no, right-handed guitar, lefty.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's you just string it upside down. That's all you're doing. But yeah, sports running the family. I never expected the kids in the family to be into sports. I mean, they were always into it, but I was actually proud to see them do something with it. You know,
Yeah.
the only regret I have is that, and I think maybe one of them was like bummed that he never learned how to play a musical instrument. Because I'm the only one in the family that knows how to play guitar in the house, so you know they stay clear of my bar behind me because that's where all the guitars are.
Do you play bass and guitar or just bass?
I was a bass player, and you know bass is 4 strings, so way easier for mental capacity. But I love playing guitar because there's so many different sounds you can get off of a guitar.
Right.
It's just I don't know where to put my fingers all the time. So
Okay.
sometimes they sound like shit. But I think it's a great experience. Like I never owned a guitar when I was younger. I always owned bass guitars because I
Right.
was always the bass player. So I'd pick up my guitar player's guitar and play like acoustic stuff here and there. And then eventually, like, I was like, fuck, dude, I want to buy some guitars. I had a little extra money, so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna buy a few guitars. And I became friendly with a guitar importer and distributor in the United States called Duesenberg. They make guitars in Hanover, Germany. Really beautiful guitars. So we became friends. He was a big Tatuaje fan, and I started sponsoring his NAM show that he would have. NAM is like this
Right. Yeah, I know the name.
National Association of Musical Merchandise, whatever the NAM show analogy is, acronym is. And he would hold a party every year where he would invite like Johnny Depp to play.
Oh, wow.
And Johnny Depp would invite all of his friends to play. So like he would have Alice Cooper come up and Steven Tyler and Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson, Joe Walsh, like anybody you can think of was up there because they were friends with Johnny Depp, and he invited them and he said, fuck it, yeah, I'll come and play. Like everybody, Matt Sorum played, anybody you can think of was that, and it was like always in a high school auditorium in front of 1,000 people. So we became friends over cigars, and ultimately I did a project with him for Johnny Depp, and still remain great friends with him. But I bought, of course, Duesenberg guitars because they sound good and they play really easy for a guy with big hands.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I feel like I've heard that name before. I know
Well, there
it's
was
not
a
one of
car
the.
called the Duesenberg.
There was a car.
There was a car called the Duesenberg.
I didn't know
way
that.
back when. Yeah. Nothing to do with it, obviously, but yeah, Duesenberg guitars.
That's interesting.
Well,
I didn't know
here
that.
tonight we're talking about just interesting stuff.
That is interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, I mean, you have a very colorful musical background, so it's hard to not get into that. Whenever we get together.
Colorful. Maybe sometimes too colorful.
I don't know. Speaking of imports from Europe, though, tonight our cutters and lighters are obviously provided to you, to us, but brought to you by ST Dupont, shaking up the legacy, featuring my new windproof. Where's my windproof? Oh, fuck, I left it over there. I have the new. I have to grab it. I can't let Les down. It's right here. Sorry.
Yeah, don't let Les down because
Okay,
Les
I have
is
it.
good people.
He is very good people. Featuring the new Defi windproof. There it is. A soft flame that.
Can you zoom in on that? Like, can you bring it closer to the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. And then it goes to a torch.
So I believe, and I'm still trying to very fully, specifically understand this, but I believe, so it's a yellow flame and a blue flame. The idea is that it's a soft flame, but the blue flame, being like the torch flame, helps keep the yellow flame from going out in the wind. Les actually recently took it to Ireland and used it in Ireland on the golf courses where it's windy, and he said that this thing was magic. So
Les
it
is
has.
a great golfer, by the way.
I know. I've never played with him, but I know.
He's a great golfer.
So it is.
I'll see
It's,
Les in a few weeks, actually.
For TAA.
TAA, yeah.
Yeah. Random question here. Shake up the legacy with ST Dupont. Did you used to go to Old Orchard Beach, Pete?
I forgot. Yes, I did, but not a lot because I was too young to go. And by the time I got old enough to go, I left California to move to Los Angeles. But, Matt, I have to apologize for interrupting your ad for Les. So, SC DuPont, I apologize. Great company. I apologize for interrupting Matt's ad. I wasn't even thinking about it. I thought we were still having a conversation.
We are, but I got to make sure that they're represented, because they're good to us. But no, I mean, as DuPont, shake up the legacy. The new Defi Windproof is in the review process, so you'll see my full breakdown and what exactly I think about it, as well as I'm sure people are wondering, how windproof is it? I will get into it. I'll give you a really honest take pretty soon, so I'm working on that now. But in the meantime, ask your local retailer for SD Dupont products.
On the lighter conversation, not
Sure.
related to Dupont, but Pete, do you remember this thing when you did
Oh,
these?
oh, wow, dude, wow.
Where'd you find that?
Is that the wood one or leather one?
Leather.
Oh, okay, no, that's wood.
No, that's wood.
Oh, you know what? It is wood. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wood one.
How do you fuck
Yeah,
that up?
I just,
Wood and leather are very different.
Dude, those lighters, highly sought after. Actually, that was made by Brizard and Co.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
How old is that?
2009, 2009.
Well, that's going back.
Yeah, it's called the Fleur de Lis collection. It was kind of my homage to Chrome Hearts because it was, the chrome lighter with a sterling silver Fleur de Lis on ebony wood. And if you looked at Chrome Hearts back in those days, and they still kind of do that, they're very into ebony wood and sterling silver. So I actually tried to get Chrome Hearts to do a cigar with me back in like 2004, 2005. And the owner of the guy who owned the store in Beverly Hills-ish, West Hollywood area was a cigar smoker. And he goes, who would buy that? I go, everybody. He was like, yeah, I don't think it would work. I'm like, okay, I think it would. And now fast forward, Chrome Hearts is owned by LVMH, which is a massive company, but they're very anti-tobacco, even though they're very pro-alcohol.
Well,
I don't know if you look at LVMH's like booze category, it's pretty massive.
oh no, I have. Oh yeah, it's like, wow.
Yeah, what champagne is not owned by them?
It's true.
I mean, there are a few, obviously, but they own like the names. The names you think of, they own them.
They own Ace of Spades too.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I wasn't even thinking about that brand. But like Vouv and Dom, Tattinger,
Cristal.
I think Cristal. Actually, Cristal's part of. I don't know. I haven't looked at the list in a while, but it was. Maybe.
I'm quizzing you with your own shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's okay.
I'd go deep diving every once in a while, and I forget more than I learn. So I have to deep dive multiple times in a row.
Let's keep this flowing.
But yeah, dude. I don't know where we're going with that, but I kind of sidetracked.
I don't know. You've been sidetracking us all night. I've been trying to ask you about why you've been using so much Corojo and why is this so good. But it's fine.
Yeah,
the conversation has been good. The conversation has been good. I'm not complaining.
Corojo stems to the beginning of Tatuaje. I mean, it was the wrapper that we were using back then. In the birth years of Tatuaje, Corojo was the wrapper we used. The biggest problem with the Corojo that we were using is it wouldn't burn well. It wouldn't burn well. So there's actually a video of me on Cigar Aficionado where I talk about and it's true. It's not about the burn quality of the cigar for me. It's about the flavor and the aroma. Because if I have a beautifully burning cigar and it tastes like shit, I don't care how it fucking burns. That's the reality. Oh, it burns beautifully, but it tastes like crap. I don't care how well it burns. So
Yeah.
Corojo back then was problematic, and then we moved on to a new supplier, and we had a short stint of that wrapper before that kind of went to shit. And eventually we found Oliva Tobacco, not to be confused with Oliva Cigar. Oliva Tobacco had a bunch of this wrapper called Habano 2000 that nobody was buying. When I say nobody, nobody was buying. Because if you think about 2006, for Pepin Garcia to be able to have unlimited access to this wrapper, that meant that no one was using it. Fast forward, now everybody uses it, and I'll give Pepin the credit on that one. He took a chance on something that didn't work when it first came out. Habano 2000 was shit when it first came out. And then eventually the seed morphed and the processing changed. And the wrapper ended up being good, but people had such a bad stigma with it. They're like, no, we're not going to touch it. And then we started using it, and people said, fuck. That obviously is a good wrapper now.
Right.
And now that I would say that's probably Oliva Tobacco's primary resource.
I mean,
it's a really good wrapper. But
it is.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to the Corojo, and I was waiting for the Garcias to start growing it, and I was waiting for the first crop to be usable. And it was the one wrapper varietal I haven't done. Well, one of a couple that I haven't done, and I absolutely I'm in love with the style of the wrapper, because it really fools people on how a cigar smokes, because I think it actually acts like a milder cigar than it really is. When you put a Corojo wrapper on a strong blend, it actually gives you a little sweetness, but it takes it down to a different level. Mainly because we're using lower priming Corojo, because we want that Rosado Claro look to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna bring the spice and strength level down a little bit. The only one we're missing in the whole group of all the wrappers that I would probably have to do next is Criollo, which is interesting because Criollo is on the black label, and the black label next year turns 20 years.
Fuck. I fucked that up.
Did you just drop all those?
Nope. I dropped 2. But they fell foot down. So we're good. I was trying to hold it up for the color so that people could see the beautiful wrappers on this. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is just...
Yeah, dude, that's old world for me.
Dude, that's money right there. Yeah. Look at that.
Let me excuse myself for a second.
Yeah. and let the record show that Pete doesn't like advertise or anything either. This is real. This is good shit. You know. I seriously.
I had a question with the Corojo.
Yeah, go ahead.
It goes into the Tuxla as well. And I love that you did this. It's the cigars you chose to put the wrapper on when you initially introduced it. So, you know, the T110, I don't think you did a Tuxla Cojete, but the 7th, the Avion, and then the T110.
There's always time.
I was going to say that I'm sure there's time for that, but what was the rationale of choosing that family of cigars to put those wrappers on to introduce it? I know the 7th is kind of like, you know, the OG.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was really variations of strength levels. And plus, ultimately, we really thought that those would perform well with the wrapper. So, I think, you know, the most talked about that I've gotten the most feedback on has been the Corojo Avion 13.
Yeah,
like people are in love with that.
Yeah, I fucked up and I didn't order one from Jay. I have to still get one.
I smoked it last week.
Smoke one before you order it, dude. Like, it's actually. Even my brother said, he goes, I think this might be the hidden treasure in the lineup, even though the T110 is going to trump everything, right? The T110 is just, you know, it is what it is. It's one of those blends that just kind of works well in everything. But the Avion 13 with Corojo ended up being the sleeper. What's so funny there, Jay? Yeah, Jay. You're talking about Jay Davis, and it really fucked me up.
I know.
Jay Davis.
Jay Davis is the man. No, it's Darren texted me again. He's like, "So was she mad?" I'm like, no.
That's funny.
He goes, I don't need to. I don't need to
Joseph
be on
did
her
not
short
do-
list.
Joseph did not do the axe throwing.
He's like, I don't need to be on her short list.
God, trust me.
I said, no, you're good. I was just
You're
yanking the chain.
definitely not going to be on our short list.
You're always at the top of that list. You
I'm
like
like-
you can't get off that list. You live there.
yeah,
I mean, anybody who's
I'm
married,
stuck.
anybody who's married, like I'm always at the top of Nicole's list. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how great of a day I give her. I'm still always number one on the shit list. That's just how it goes when you're married. I try to tell this to Pat. I'm like, stay young and free and single as long as you can, because someday, life as you know it will be over, and then that's it. So, but yeah, we were talking about Corojo. I know that one of the questions I had for you was a lot of the stuff that you released this year with the Corojo, which I've smoked almost all of it. I think there's 2 I haven't.
It was a lot, dude. I'm sorry.
I know it's a lot. It was good, and it was so good.
You know what it is? Like, I think it was because it was off my plate for so long that I was just waiting and itching for it to come back. And then I just started discovering like flavor profiles that I was really craving for. And it gave me the opportunity to put all that seasoning back into every dish of food that I made. That was it.
Well, I remember last year you had some Corojo that came out.
The stress of this game is killing me. Which game?
That's my mom. She's watching the Red Sox game.
Oh,
Yeah.
but is she a Duran fan?
That's a good question. I actually don't know. I should
Why
know
did
the
she
answer to that.
comment Duran?
I think she was doing like the Duran. You must have struck
Yeah,
out or something.
he screwed up his at
Oh, there's a player on the Red Sox called Duran.
Yeah, Jaron Duran.
Ah, well, see, there you go.
You got to pay attention, Pete. I know. Come on, don't forget
I'm
about
not
your
paying
roots.
attention. I know, but I'll watch them in the World Series. How about that?
Fair enough. Fair enough. But no, I mean, I actually had texted you about this because I was going through my inventory last night because there was a bunch of stuff that I was getting rid of, and I found this one bag with a bunch of your stuff in it, and I was like, where the fuck did this come from? And I'm like, how did this get here? Like, this should be, and
It was
some
either I sent it to you or Carney gave it to you.
No. It's all mine that I had. It's just, you know what it was? I had it all in a travel humidor, and then I think I took it out because I had to put other stuff because I was going somewhere. And I was like, oh, I'll put it in this bag for now, and I'll put it in the humidor, and then I'll put it all back. And then I forgot about it, and I pulled this bag out, and there was a bunch of SNS stuff in there, and there was like Mexican experiments, and I was like, oh, like this should be put away, like in a better place. And I found the cohetes with cellophane, and I was like, is that the same size? And I was looking at it, and I was like, oh yeah, these were in the SNS last year. And then that's when I asked you, I'm like, did you send out what is now, the cohetes? So I remember smoking those last year when you guys sent that out, and I was like, oh, this is fucking phenomenal. I loved that Corojo wrapper, especially in that size. And when we saw
that was the reason why we put it back out.
Yeah. I mean,
people members were like, dude, the Corojo little thing that you sent in the kit, I've already smoked my whole bundle.
I bought a whole box.
Then people obviously want more.
Yeah, it was very, very good. It was very, very good, and I was glad that you brought that back, especially in that size too. I mean, the small size. I mean, it's over quick, but it's still worth it. I mean, it's. So my question that I'm building towards that I want to ask you about this is a lot of these were limiteds, so gonna be doing more. What's the deal here? Oh, is Corojo going
What?
to have more of a mainstay in the Tatuaje profile, or we have to wait every 5 years for you to bring it back?
No, yeah, the Honduran project that I'm working on is going to have Corojo.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I'm actually struggling with the Honduran project. I'm actually doing a Series P Honduras right now that has a Habano wrapper that is grown by the family in Nicaragua. So it's, obviously the fillers are cuttings from all the cigars that are being made in Honduras right now. The cigars smoke fabulous. The price points are going to be between $4.25 and $5 retail. But I've been going back and forth between multiple blends. Some days I'm having good days, and some days I'm having bad days. So I can't point my finger on it. Whatever I show at the trade show is going to be a very last minute thing, and it's going to be released a few months later.
Yeah.
Only because I just can't. I can't grasp at what I'm missing. I have writer's block. Let's just say that.
So when you're working on your blends, I mean, you do them all by yourself.
Well, I work with the family, but in this case, I've given them specific directives of what I want.
Okay.
And some are absolutely right on the spot when I first light them up, and then I'll smoke them a week later and go, well, that changed. Or maybe it's just me that's just changing. And like I'm really in love now with cigars that are not strong. I'm actually really in love with cigars that are more flavor than strength.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, which is crazy because normally everybody expects, Fausto, 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 three quarter, or full, right?
Broadleaf.
That's the broadleaf, angry.
Yeah. Thick, heavy.
Heavy metal, Metallica.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iron Maiden, Gwar. It's always been that way. But if I go back to the roots of Tatuaje and you go back to like the original brown label, those notes are more like medium plus.
Well, when you started Tatuaje, your biggest inspiration and kind of vision was the
Cuba.
classic Cuban.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the boxes. I mean, look at the boxes. I mean, the boxes have,
Yeah.
You're like one of the only manufacturers outside of Cuba who dates the boxes, which is a Cuban thing.
I would say that I might have been the originator outside of Cuba.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking credit for it, but I don't think anybody else was doing it. Like
I don't think many people still do.
Boxes. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that do. Because there's ultimately you're going to get batches that are just better than other batches.
Right.
It's a handmade product, and sometimes you have a good week when those rollers are on point, and then you have a bad week after they came back from holiday, or they're going on holiday and they want to get out of the factory quickly. I would say that sometimes you get batches that are just on point, and then there's sometimes you get batches that are like, okay, it's a great cigar, it's a good cigar, but man, this happened to me early on. People would call me and say, hey, can I get more of the September or August of 05 Coho Nu 03s? I'm like, dude, it's not like we sell a lot of them, but I'm guaranteeing you that if I sent you September 05, it's going to be part of the same batch that we made in August, because it's not like the rollers are, it's not like we're selling a ton of this product, but it happened to be a month went by and we need to pack up the ones that are left over in September boxes. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it because it really kind of tells a story. And sometimes, you know what it is, man? Like, I've had so many friends over the years, and I've had friends do this to Cuban cigars. Hey, dude, my daughter was born on this date. Do you have a box date in that month of that year? And they cherish that box like it's something super personal for them. And they're like, I'm going to save it until she's 18, and hopefully I can smoke a cigar with her. And if not, I'll smoke the whole box once a year, every year that she has a birthday. So that I think is the coolest part of date stamping boxes. And there was a time where we actually put the date, like the actual physical, like September 17th, you know, 2004. And people were like, dude, my son was born on September 17th. I have to find a box from September 17th. It just happened to me recently. Someone wanted a box of my Escassos, and a retailer hit me up and says, hey, do you have any Escassos from May of 2025? I go, yeah. Which ones do you want? I had, I think, 3 different Escassos that were packed in May of 2025. So they were able to utilize that box and celebrate with it. That's the cigar nerd will never leave me when it comes to those cherished moments, and I think it's important that we continue that process because people actually geek out on it and they appreciate something to remember that stamp in time.
It's funny. I never really thought about that. I have some cigars that celebrate when my daughter was born, but I never really thought about that.
Give me a month and a year.
August 23.
Dude, I bet you I have something from August 23.
That's when she was born, August 24th, 2023.
Well, happy birthday to her, and it's not too far off.
She just turned 2, right? She turned 2 right after she got out of her body cast, which was a hell of a year.
Happier and healthier now.
Much better.
I'm gonna go digging. Let me see if I can find something. You never know.
Let me know. I'll buy it. I gotta start building that collection. I never really thought about that. I'm like, that's a good point. Cause I do, there's some whiskeys too. Cause like I collect whiskey and like there's some whiskeys that are dated, like even like the Buffalo Trace Antiques, those are dated, or some of the other distilleries, the Blanton's bottles are dated, the dump date, right? And I started thinking about those recently too. I'm like, oh, I'd love to get maybe like mostly just because it has the date on. Like, oh, I wish I could find a Blanton's bottle like with the dump date of her birthday that I could save, just shit like that, and put it away.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Some wines too. I was like, oh, I wish I could find like some of our favorite wines that we like find.
Well, 2023 vintage. That's they don't. There's not anybody that actually. Well, there might be a couple people, but like a fill date. It's really.
I know that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
But buy a case of something you really like from 2023.
Yeah.
And drink a bottle a year.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll need 2 cases because that way she's 20. She'll be 21, and you can actually enjoy 1 bottle with her.
Yeah. if her mother doesn't drink it all too. Nicole likes wine.
Why are you drinking that?
That's for me. Oh man, but yeah, no, I mean that was the biggest thing in terms of like stuff you're working on and what's come out is the Corojo, because obviously, I mean there's a lot we could talk about. I mean you did the backline this year, which I know is a throwback to your days on stage playing music.
That was Dan. That was all Dan. He's been obsessed with musical equipment. So Surrogates Dan is Surrogates backline. He's obsessed with musical equipment way more than I am. He's become a dude. I was having a conversation about the UTL listing today with Dan, and I realized I realized that I was on the phone with someone who was literally plecking a fucking guitar. Like
Who, Dan?
he was filing, like I could tell, like if he wasn't filing down his frets, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but it seemed like he was filing frets. So,
Did you call him out?
yeah, no, I was just laughing my ass off as I heard like this, like what sounded like someone using sandpaper on something. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like,
He probably was.
we live in a very casual world when it comes to what we do. So, ultimately, who gives a fuck? He enjoys what he's enjoying right now, which is playing a lot of guitar and playing with a lot of musical equipment and getting more tattoos actually. Which is funny. Is like I have no interest in getting more tattoos.
Really? The guy who
None.
owns Tatuaje doesn't want more Tatuajes?
Yeah,
You
no,
kind of
I
built a
think
whole brand on this.
there'll probably be a point where I'm traveling someplace years down the road and I walk by a tattoo shop and go, you know what? Fuck it. Today's the day.
Oh,
But
that reminds
I
me.
had a long conversation with a guitar player from a band, um, a pretty famous band, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I have no interest in getting tattoos anymore. My bandmates are getting like back tattoos and all this shit." He goes, "I just don't like it. I don't like the pain anymore. I don't like the recovery period. I don't like sitting there with a bunch of, you know, lotion all over me to try to make sure that the tattoo heals properly." But then again, tattoos have like changed over the years. The healing process is way easier and way better because inks have changed. Um, although supposedly they say that the time that I was getting tattoos was like the worst time to get tattoos because it was the most poisonous of inks that you could get in your body. I'm like, oh, winning, great,
Oh,
awesome,
too late.
yeah.
You know Nicole has a full back piece, right?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. We were at the show one year and we were talking to Booth and she told him and he was like, I've never seen him be taken aback. He's like, wait, hold on. What do you mean? And then she's like, do you want to
Yeah.
see it? And he's like, I mean, if you want to show me. And so
Yeah,
she's like, yeah, go ahead.
Boofy has
Peek
a
in there.
few.
And
Boofy has a few.
he peeked in there. He was like, oh, shit. She's like, oh, yeah, it goes all the way down. He was like, wow. And then it's roses. It's mostly roses. And then in the middle, there's a teacup set because her grandmother collected teacups. And so she did that for her grandmother.
See, that's a
And
moment in time right there.
and
Beautiful.
it was funny because he saw the flowers, the roses, and he said to her, he goes, oh, I can't remember if it was like an artist or something. He was like, something about he recognized the specific style of those roses, and he like knew like the original artist who like came up with
It
that.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was probably. It might have been Ed Hardy, but it could have been. Who was another Rose guy back in the day? It definitely wasn't Mahoney.
Which you told me to ask you about Mahoney.
Yeah, my first tattoo was actually done in Shamrock. When Mark Mahoney actually had this guy named Bob Vessels, and Bob Vessels was notorious. So I have a tattoo of Marvin the Martian on my shoulder. And that was my first tattoo, and my singer's first tattoo was Yosemite Sam. We both got cartoon characters on our bodies at 18 or maybe it was 19, but it was at the old Shamrock Studios on Third Street, and Bob was notorious for hiding penises in his drawings. Luckily, I don't have a penis in my Marvin the Martian tattoo. And I don't believe my singer's got a penis inside of his Yosemite Sam tattoo. But Mark Mahoney ended up going up to Sunset Strip, right across the street from a place called Gazzari's. Actually, kitty corner to the Roxy,
Oh, okay.
where we used to play. You know, the Rainbow, the Roxy, right there. And my tattoo artist that did the majority of my tattoos was this guy named Freddie Negretti. And Freddie was this total, like, cholo style artist that could draw anything. And everything he did was freehand. Like,
Hmm.
there was no template. He didn't put a stencil on your body. He just started tattooing you. And there was a point where, Freddie went to prison, and I'd be walking around looking for someone to tattoo me. And people were like, well, who did the work on your arm? I'm like, Freddie Negretti. They're like, yeah, we won't touch you. So fast forward, I end up finding Freddie at Mark Mahoney's Shamrock Studios on Sunset Boulevard. And
Has Mark tattooed you?
I never got a tattoo from Mark. I never got a tattoo from Mark. Freddie and his son Angel were working at Mark Mahoney's Shamrock Studios during that time, and Freddie was super busy because I remember walking in to see Freddie. I'm like, dude, you owe me money. Like, I used to drive him to work. That's how old this goes back. I used to drive the guy to work because I'll cover you later. Like, hey, can you spot me $100? I'll tattoo you later tonight. And then 2 a.m. comes. He goes, I can't do any more work tonight. I'll get you next week. And then fast forward, he disappears, goes to prison. I find him at Shamrock Studios on Sunset, and I'm like, dude, I want to sit down with you and get some work done. And mainly because people were like, yeah, we won't tattoo you, like, because we won't touch Freddie's work. And he's like, my son Angel will take care of you. Because I walked into that place, and I remember, what's his name from Maroon 5, the singer, Adam Levine, was there waiting to get tattooed by Freddie. I was like, I'm not a celebrity, dude, but seriously, we go way back and you owe me money. Like, just let me sit down. He's, I can get my son to tattoo you. Sadly, his son passed away. Great artist, but he passed away. But I never got another tattoo from Freddie, and eventually I found tattoo artists that were willing to work on me that really didn't care. And they cared about putting good shit on my arm, and they thought they could do better than what Freddie did. And some actually did some great pieces on me. So I'm happy that people broke.
Was it more of a respect thing, or they were afraid that he would disapprove?
No, it was a respect thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was more of a respect thing because Freddie had won like Tattoo Artist of the Year multiple times. I remember going to a tattoo convention at the Palladium. The Palladium in Hollywood, right on Sunset and Vine. Sunset and Vine, Palladium, they had a big tattoo show. I remember the Palladium pretty well when I was younger because it was the first concert I ever went. It was New Year's Eve, and a band by the name of White Zombie. You want more wine?
I think I've heard of them.
Do you want more wine? Go open up another one of those. No, the big one. Blue capsule. As soon as you walk into the left. I'm giving my wife the map directions to the wine cellar.
Shouldn't she know?
I don't let her in that room that often. No, I didn't say that out loud. Sorry, I got sidetracked. You were saying what?
I don't remember.
About tattoos.
You were talking about.
Oh, I was walking through the Palladium, and I
Yes.
I went and I saw a band. I had just gotten to LA, and I went to go to the Palladium for New Year's Eve, and a band called White Zombie, who nobody heard of yet, was
From Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Yeah, and White Zombie just like that was the moment I stood in the room. It was a cool place to see a concert, and I was just like, everybody was partying. I was like, I wanted to listen to the music.
Right.
So the Palladium was like a big thing for me. So the first time they had a tattoo convention at the Palladium, I walked through the convention. Everybody was like, "Who did your arm?" I'm like, "Freddie Negretti." They're like, "Oh shit!" Like, so it was a respect thing.
Yeah.
If he saw my arm today, he'd probably be embarrassed because it's like old and weathered. I don't take care of it anymore. I used to wear a stocking on my arm to keep it covered from the sun when I was younger. I treated this like it was part of my bank account.
Like, is that like for fading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had a ritual with it. Too old for that shit, man. It's part of my history. It's part of what I am. Part of what I am, what I look like. But the only thing I put on it now is beef tallow.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah. I use beef tallow for everything, dude.
You rub it
People are
on your
gonna laugh
skin?
at this. I have it on my face. I have it on my arm. I use it for my hair. Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like, as
I
personal
got
care.
rid of I mean, dude, I still eat like crap and I drink a lot of wine and I drink a lot of whiskey, but actually I got rid of most of my brown liquor. I still have a bunch, but I don't drink it as much. But ultimately, I got rid of all the junk. Like all the junk shit that you wash your face with and all the junk you wash your hair with. I like I'm a hippie, dude. What can I tell you? Like I went full on natural with shit. And what's crazy is it's actually a rewind to when I was 20 years old or 19 years old and hanging out with the Chili Peppers and the guys from Fishbone, and they were all kind of into things like Castile soap and stuff like that, like very what you would think of like all natural hippie shit. It was just like that shit back then was actually affordable. I ate better then when I was a kid than I do now because I ate healthy all natural products. I wish I would have kept with it. I would have a better. I'd probably be in better shape. I don't know, but yeah, dude. Like back then, everybody that I knew was like using Castile soap for shampoo. Then you go down the rabbit hole of like, oh shit, there's this thing because your hair is thinning. You got to use minoxidil. Oh, you got to use finasteride. You got to use Propecia because it's going to keep your hair in your head. And I did all that shit to make sure I had hair in my head, but ultimately I paid the price for it. I ended up getting conditions in my body that are irreversible. Like I'll have them for the rest of my life. So to get rid of the junk, and here I am preaching like hey, go hippie. To get rid of the junk, actually, I think it's better for me. I have less skin problems. I can't say I sleep better at night because I just don't sleep. That's just stress in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I use a beef tallow item for my hair, which has multiple other items in it, but it's all natural shit. I use it for my skin. I use it for my face. I use it for my soap. I use it for my shampoo. I've been doing that now for less than a year now, it seems like. But it took me a long time to figure it out. Because, like when you're 54 years old, dude, and you're like, why the fuck am I still getting pimples? There's got to be something wrong with your fucking bio. There's got to be something wrong with your shit. So you just start searching for answers, and I found a happy place with beef tallow.
I really wish
it had nothing to do with RFK, but he was right. I have to say he was right.
I really wish Nicole was on here tonight because, as most people know, she's a licensed esthetician and she manages a salon and spa. And so her whole life is about that. Because I'd love to ask her, like, do you know about beef tallow for personal care? I'm sure
Dude,
she would have a lot of questions.
I used to get facials every 2 weeks.
Really?
I used to go and get facials every 2 weeks because I had horrible skin problems. And ultimately, I have less issues now from just natural shit than by using all these other crappy things that have a ton of alcohol in them or whatever. I don't know. It works for me. It might not work for everybody else, but it works for me, and I'm sticking to it. And I still have my hair. Some
You
of it.
do. It looks good.
Some of it.
It's
Trust
a little
me.
more. It's a little more gray, but
It's
it
definitely
looks
more
good.
gray. Definitely light in the wind.
Light wind.
Every
It's
once
funny.
in a while, I shave it all off, and I'm done with it. But I think I'll end up with my dad's hair. He had good gray hair and thin, but he had a full head, but it was like thin.
Oh, in
I'll
preparation
be
for this,
happy. I'll be happy with that.
I'm gonna be.
With that. If
I'm gonna be
if I
honest
can
with you.
live my life and end my life like my dad, I'll be happy.
In preparation for this show.
My wife poured me a mega pint.
Oh wow! Look at that. A mega pint. Is it cold?
Well, the wine is stored in 60 degrees.
Oh,
And
okay,
it's
yeah.
80 plus outside here, so yeah.
In preparation for this show, I almost used this photo for your promo, and I said, nah, I don't know. He might chuckle. He might prefer me not to, but I had the photo
hair
saved,
metal band?
and it was this one
Oh, I
of a
love that photo.
of a young
I,
Pete Johnson.
well, I
with the
can tell
long
you
hair.
exactly. I can tell you exactly that night. Here's the history of the night. We were playing the Coconut Teaser, which was a club on the corner of Crescent Heights and Sunset. It became multiple clubs after that, but the Coconut Teaser was historic. Small stage, small room. We were kind of pissed that, it's a small stage. We didn't give a fuck that night. I drank, I think, a half a bottle of Captain Morgan before I went on stage. It really lubricates your throat. And I was the guy that sang all the high harmonies.
Oh,
So the next day I couldn't talk because of it. But I thought we killed it. The T-shirt I was wearing, I hadn't washed for a month.
yikes!
It went to every show we played because I was going under it was World Series time. I had the backwards baseball cap, thing going on.
The rally cap.
The rally cap. I had the rally cap on. I was wearing a T-shirt that went from show to show that I never washed. Smelled horrible. But it was because we were about to get signed to a record label. And I was superstitious. And ultimately, we never got signed to the label because we broke up before it happened.
Wait,
But I was on my rally cap mode.
Was this not the time when you thought you were getting signed and then you got dumped for Stone Temple Pilots?
Yeah. Yeah, it was right around that time.
I remember you told me that story.
Yeah. And then the only reason why you can tell that I was older in my music career is I actually kind of grew a beard. Like, not really. I didn't shave during that time. I showered. I didn't shave.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
there.
wash the one shirt. Yeah.
It's there. Yeah, there it is.
I actually thought I looked like,
You've come a long way.
yeah, right? And now it's even grayer, but I actually just recently shaved everything but the mustache and the goat and got rid of everything else. And, man, to let your face breathe every once in a while, it's a good thing.
Just feel it on the skin.
It just feels nice.
I feel like you and I have been drinking too much wine tonight.
Well, yeah. What is she? There was a woman who made. Yes, there was actually, and
Oh, I forgot to ask you about that. I forgot that was up there. Yeah, so do you know what she's talking about?
yeah. Oh man, why am I blanking on her name? She's very famous, hugely famous. She made casts of everybody's penis. This was way before my time, but I knew of her, and she actually was married to who did she get married to? If you Google who made casts of rock stars' penises, she's gonna be the only lady that comes up. And she was super famous.
Cynthia
Yeah,
Plaster Caster.
Plaster Caster was the song about her, but it was
Was that the
actually
wait? So the Kiss song,
yeah,
Plaster Caster. That's
yeah,
what that was about.
yeah.
That lady? Oh shit! I didn't
But
know.
give me a full name.
Cynthia Plaster Caster Albritton.
No,
Albertine was
no.
the
Well,
artist
that
known
was
for
one of
making
them.
plaster casts of rock stars' genitals and breasts, beginning with a college art project in 1965, including musicians like Jimi Hendrix, Wayne Kramer, and Jello Biafra. Biafra?
Uh,
Did I say that?
who was the original? Hold on.
She was a self-described recovering groupie who gained fame for creating plaster casts of celebrities' erect penises. How does my mother know about this? This is not the forum to.
Well, there was someone else that took credit for a lot of that. Pamela DeBars.
Okay.
Pamela Bars was one of the original groupies, but maybe this other girl, Cynthia, was the plaster caster girl. I
It
actually
seems
thought
like
that
it.
Pamela DeBars was actually, I actually thought that she did the plaster caster, but yeah,
This is her with a cast of Jimi Hendrix penis, which I'm surprised. I thought it would be bigger.
oh shit. Okay, so then yeah, I never met her. I met some strange people in Hollywood, but not her. I
Oh,
actually knew a guy that was a wild producer. He produced a lot of stuff, including Kiss, and what was the band's name? Fuck, why am I blanking? The girl that Lita Ford and Joan Jett. What was the name of their band?
The Runaways.
Yeah, the Runaways. He discovered the Runaways. He tried to get me to leave my band to go into a supergroup.
Really? With who?
Kim Fowley was his name. Let me see if I can find that. Kim Fowley.
A super group?
Yeah, like the Runaways. That was the whole thing. It was like he believed in supergroups. Yeah, Kim Fowley. One of the strangest dudes ever. He worked with everybody, but became really kind of creepy in his older age.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we would have conversations. He was like, "You need to leave your band. I have a group of guys that I'm putting together." It was more. He was trying to create essentially what ended up being like a band like Velvet Revolver, which
Okay.
was like a super group in the sense of like he wasn't looking for a band that just happened to move to LA and they did well. He was looking for, okay, that's a good looking dude, that's a good looking dude, that's a good looking dude. I'm gonna put these good looking dudes in a room, we're gonna write music, and they're gonna be the hottest shit since sliced bread. And
Like an
I was
all-star
like,
group.
an all-star group. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, yeah, I'm not into it. Because the guys that I was in a band with, we're still best friends. We still hang out with each other. We got together just a few months ago in Vegas and had the time of our lives. This is family for me. Yeah. You can't replace that with just like, oh, sit in a studio and record music that someone else wrote and just look good on stage. There's a big difference.
Do you think that's like a big divide in the music industry? You got groups like that where it's like, no, we're the fucking band. Like it's us all the way to the end. And then you get groups that get together like, well, like you can play the drums and like you can play guitar, so like let's make a band. And like it's just business. It's not really like the core
Yeah,
values
I
of the
mean,
group.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You see bands, unfortunately, Metallica went through a bad stint because they lost their bass player to a bad accident,
Hmm.
and they ended up getting a really good replacement, but they never welcomed him in as their bass player, which sucked. But for me, Jason Newsted will always be Metallica outside of Cliff. Um, I love Rob Trujillo as far as his talents go, but I don't see him as Metallica.
Yeah.
And if I ever met James Hetfield, I'd probably mention the same thing to him because I think there was a vibe going on when Newsted was in the band that Trujillo, there's Metallica, and then there's one guy that stands out as a different entity.
Right.
Even though
Right.
he's a full fledged member of the band, he's been there for 20 plus years. Um, there's a reason why you see like the Rolling Stones, and it's the band. That's the band, and that's who we are. People pass and they get fill-in replacements. I'm happy to see Guns N' Roses back together because I mean they're still missing one or two people.
Well, Steven Adler is not in the
Steven
group.
Adler and Izzy.
And Izzy.
Uh,
No, wait. I
even
thought
though
Izzy was with them. Is he out?
no, it's the replacement guy that looks like Izzy.
Oh no.
Was he? Did he come back?
Wait a minute. I thought because I saw them in 2016, and it was Axel Slash, Duff McKagan. Oh yeah, you're right. Izzy's not in the group. Yeah.
Duff is like a superhero for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You see bands that just stick it out, and then you see bands that like are rotating doors.
Yeah.
It's just like constantly in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's what a supergroup is. A supergroup is, it's a
Like
it's a
Queens of the
door.
Stone Age.
Yeah, but man, Queens, dude. Yeah, they're amazing though.
Oh no, they are.
But yeah, they have always like a lot of fill-in people because it's Josh, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Because like I know Grohl was with them, and then he wasn't. Because I think he
yeah,
did.
but that was
he-
there was always fill-in people.
Yeah.
Like Queens is like Josh Holm, and then whoever else decides to join him.
Right. Yeah.
I saw him play at the Johnny Depp show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Johnny invited Josh Holm to come in, and he was awesome. I actually saw him with the guys from Small Batch.
You know, it was funny.
And
I
Boba
was-
to Rob. You remember Boba to Rob? You
Who?
remember the guy that worked for Boba to Rob,
Oh yeah.
the podcaster guy?
Yeah.
I had tickets to these shows every year, so like I would invite anybody that was local.
So, I think I think I told you my dad works with the Red Sox. So I have
No, I didn't.
I have
I
that
didn't know
connection.
that.
Yeah. So we
How long?
1999.
Oh shit! So, what does he do?
He's head electrician. I work with him there sometimes.
Holy shit, dude! Fenway Park. I told you my Fenway Park story.
You might have.
When I walked into the World Series without a ticket,
What year?
07.
Okay, I was there.
I knew the guy, the head of Fox Sports at the time,
Yeah.
but I didn't get in through him. I went and saw him in his production trailer.
Yeah.
He was the production guy for Fox. I went with Daniel Tion and his dad Louie,
Yeah.
and we walked up through the players' parking lot.
Yeah. On Van Ness
And
Street.
then when you see players in the parking lot, like right before the national anthems happen, you're like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Yep.
And then when you walk up and security meets you, and you're like, hey, where do you want to go? And we're like, I'm looking at Danny and going, Danny, we don't have fucking tickets. Like, how is this possible? He was like, just follow my dad. And we walked to, I always forget the name of the suite.
The Legend Suite?
Yes. And we walk into the Legend Suite.
L1.
And Bud Selig opens the door. And I look at Danny and I go, dude, we're not supposed to be here. We are not supposed to be here. He goes, yeah, just relax, man. Just fucking have a drink. Go watch the game. I was good until I was standing a foot away from Carl Yastrzemski, and I looked at Danny and I go, I need to get the fuck out of here, because Yastrzemski for me was like, that was my superhero when I played baseball.
Yeah.
So I was like, Danny, we're not supposed to be here. So he goes, where do you want to go? I go, can we go to the Green Monster? He goes, yeah, absolutely. I go, well, that's too far. Let's go. Let's go. He goes, let's go down to the what's the behind the
well, there's two.
Plate, the suite, like where they have all the dining and everything.
So there's the pavilion on the 4th floor, and on the 3rd floor it's the EMC club, or the Dell EMC club now, whatever it is.
Yeah, so
it's more formal.
Oh no! So what would be more casual? But
that's the pavilion on the 4th floor, but they're both behind home plate.
You're not supposed to be in there.
Actually, in 07 it was brand new. It was the 406 club. It was all behind the glass. And then in 2006, which my dad oversaw all the construction for electrically, they took the glass down and they split it. So the 4th floor is what's known as it was the State Street Pavilion. I think it's something else now. And it's a little more casual. And then on the 3rd floor on the suite level, it's like the Dell EMC club, and it's like a little more formal. It's like sit down.
We walked into there and it was like a full on party.
Like
everybody was super casual, just having a good
there's bars
time.
in there. Yeah.
And I ran into Junior Seau there. And that's another moment when I looked at Danny. I said, "Dude, I don't think I'm supposed to be here." I ended up finding someone's ticket. Someone left their ticket behind at a club. We went to Daisy's. I think it was Daisy's on off of Newberry or somewhere near there.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Or something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about. At first, I was thinking Lansdowne, but it wasn't Lansdowne Street.
Oh, it was in a basement, this place. But we ended up there, and I go, I can't believe I went to the World Series without a ticket, and someone had dropped their ticket on the floor in a lanyard. I go, fuck, I'm gonna grab it because I have that proof. But I ran around that. We stayed until way after the game. It was that game. It was the game one where they just obliterated the Rockies, right?
Yeah.
They just murdered the Rockies.
I was there.
And I ran around the stadium like I was fucking 12 years old.
Yep.
The place was empty and it was just a few of us. And I was running around through the seats and like, this is the coolest shit ever. And I'm fucking 47 years old. Actually, no, sorry.
That was almost 20 years ago. You would have been in your 30s.
37. I was 37.
Yeah.
I'm 37 years old acting like I'm, fucking 12.
I forget where I was going with that.
I have no idea how we got on the tangent of the Red Sox.
Yeah, I was gonna
work for the Red Sox. Yeah,
I know, but I forget why I brought that up.
It was super important, obviously.
I forget. I was gonna tell you something, or I don't know, and now I forget. It's all good. It's whatever. Well, so that's part of the reason why my mom's so dialed into the game right now. But yeah, I forget what I was gonna tell you. Shit.
Wow, that's an interesting one. I got to look up what number 4 is.
Number 4 what? Your samples, yeah. You know what? Pat, you've been sitting over there. You've been quiet.
Yeah, but dude, you've been super quiet, dude.
I know. I feel like you got left out of this somehow.
Yeah, I know. Pete was talking, and I'm just listening.
That's the thing. Pat's quiet,
He's
so
like
like if you don't stroke him, he won't.
Well, I like a conversation, so I mean, I talk a lot, but ultimately, I love the good banter between shit because it will just spark another story.
Oh, no, I just been listening because there's a lot of stuff I didn't know about Pete that he's talking about, so I'm just kind of sitting here like a geek, just taking it all in.
He's
So,
just soaking it in like a
yeah,
sponge.
soaking it
That's the
in.
thing about Pat. He's a good listener, and that's not like a bad thing. I mean, he might not say much, but he'll remember everything you say. Like that's the one thing about that. Yeah, the Yankees won, so it's 1-1. It's tied. So tomorrow is do or
What?
die.
Wait, the Red Sox are playing the Yankees right now?
Yeah, wild card round.
Oh, motherfucker.
You got to win too. So they won last night. Yankees won tonight. So whoever wins tomorrow night goes to the American League Division Series.
I'm not going to give you an opinion on this right now, but it doesn't end well for the Red Sox.
That's a very peculiar thing to say. That is a very peculiar thing to say.
Listen, man, I grew up with the Red Sox. I grew up hating the Yankees, but I think, I don't know. I think there's something else calling the Yankees to do to go to the end. I don't know why.
Listen, I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I think the Red Sox have been kind of rebuilding their steam, and they've been doing pretty well. The Yankees went to the World Series last year. They've been in the playoffs the last couple of years. I think for the Yankees, there's a lot more on the line. Like the Red Sox don't make it this year, it'll be disappointing, but they're on the right path. I think if they stay at this trajectory, they make a couple of changes, I think they'll get there. For the Yankees, it's kind of like, it's either like you do this now or like you're a failure. And I think that
again, I hated the Yankees. I rooted against the Yankees in every World Series possible. The Yankees were the enemy. I didn't care. Even when the Yankees were supposed to win during 9/11, I was like, no, I don't want the Yankees to win.
I was there when Dave Roberts stole second base.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I was talking. So you probably don't know, although he's a big fan of yours. He used to work for Drew Estate. He works for Davidoff now. His name's Tom's Beard.
Yeah.
Is he Beard? Okay. Yeah, you know Tom. Red Sox fan. We were just talking about this last night, and I said to him, Tom, I said, for people, especially like our age, who like when we were kids and like it was magical, who weren't there in 2004, 2003, it's really hard to explain to people like how important that is. Like Red Sox Yankees in the playoffs. We had never played the Yankees in the playoffs until 1999. And 99 and 03 and 04 and that was intense. I don't think people understand like 2004 was a big fucking deal. That was, and I said to him, I go, I remember that. I remember every step of the way back then. I was 10 years old, 11. I think it was like 11, 10 or 11 years old. No, it was like 11 or 12. Or I was about to be 12 that postseason. Yeah, that was fucking huge time. And we came back and all that, and yeah, I mean, I know I'm right there with you. But and I like to tell people I love the Red Sox, and obviously I grew up like literally around the Red Sox because of my dad. I was always there. But also because of that, and because I was around it so much, I'm also just such a fan of the game. So like, as much as I love the Red Sox, I also love the game. So I'm a little bit more like, it's not like
I think I lost my love for the game over the years. I can appreciate it still. Pepin loves the game. He used to play. Like Pepin always says that if he wasn't such a great roller, he would have never left baseball.
Oh, really? I didn't know that about him.
Yeah, and baseball to him is like, but of course for Cuban people, the Yankees, it's the Yankees or nothing. It's hard.
Well, they were the symbol of America. It was Yankees, America.
Yeah, but also the Yankees America, but it was also like Castro would tell them to hate the Yankees, meaning America, right?
Oh yeah, that's true too.
You need to hate the Yankees, and like we kind of like these Yankees guys.
We don't like it here.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I love the sport. I don't pay attention to a lot of it anymore. Not like I used to when I was a kid. I get off during the playoffs. Like that's when I really appreciate the challenge. Like that's now sports at its highest level.
It means something.
It means a little bit more. I don't have to wade through all the bullshit. Uh, I'm one of those fair weather fans. Like I want to see the championship game. Don't give me anything else. Just that's it.
Yeah.
Because I want to. I think it's because I love the competition. But yeah, dude. The Red Sox were that team for me. You know, like Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, Fred Lynn. You know, they're like great players that I grew up with. I remember exactly where I was. I was at a party that I almost got into a fight with it because I was dating some guy's girlfriend after he had broke up with her 6 months earlier. But in Maine, that doesn't matter. And I was watching fucking Buckner lose a ball through his fucking legs. I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding.
Oh, in '86.
Yeah.
Behind the bag! It gets Bill Buckner! I remember, yeah, I've watched that a bunch of times. I wasn't around, but I've watched it.
I could probably walk you. I could probably go back to my hometown in Maine and walk you to the house that I was in.
Wow.
That's that moment in time that you just will always remember. You'll always remember certain moments. I know exactly where I was when Jordan did the shuffle and scored the winning basket against the Jazz that night. I was
Oh,
behind a cigar store counter
the shot.
in West. Yeah, the shot. Where is it a push off or not? Right?
As Bob Costas said, it was the equivalent of a maitre d' showing you to your table. That's what he said in The Last Dance.
That's fucking brilliant.
Just give him the pass, and then it was just nothing but net.
By the way, it's fucking pouring here in Miami right now.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Yeah,
It's coming down.
Yeah, it's coming down hard.
It's funny. So we got sidetracked again. Pat, I was going to ask you if you would read the trivia for us for our Perdomo segment.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what I was going for. We got, leave it to Pete. When Pete comes on the show, so look, there's very few people that come on the show where we actually run long, but we have this much fun. And it's like you, like Carlito Fuente.
Wow,
and
because it's conversational, dude. I was with Carlito
Steve
the other
Saka.
night until like
If
3
Steve
a.m.
if Steve comes on the show, this is like I have to tell everybody like this is going to be at least 3 hours. Like just be prepared.
Yes, we just want to talk. That's it.
Yeah.
Cigars. I'll say this before you get into Perdomo, and congrats again. They've already. It's been a month already, I think, that Junior had his first baby boy, right?
Yes. Congratulations.
Nick has his first baby boy, first baby boy grandson.
And they lost their factory manager this week, I think.
Yes,
Was it
they lost their factory manager, Sarah,
Yeah.
right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't write the story right away because I didn't know about it, and then I kind of caught it like just recently. I was like, oh, shit. I have to get on that, but yeah.
I lost where my conversation was going to go. Oh, cigar smokers are relatively lonely people. And
Yeah.
a lot of times we really love a conversation over a cigar. So when we go long, it's because we just want to continue having that cigar, having good conversation. So
Yeah, I get it.
please bear with it, everybody. It's going to happen if you watch people like Carlito or Steve or myself. We just like the conversation because ultimately we
You don't get to have it that much.
don't get to have it that often.
I'll be honest with you. One of the best conversations I ever had with you was after the trade show in New Orleans that night.
Oh yeah.
We came by. Me and Mitchell came by. You guys were just hanging outside. You were like, "Yeah, we're just hanging out." And we came by, and you guys were putting a dent in a bottle of Buffalo Trace. And I was like, "Yeah, we're doing this." I remember I went. You guys weren't there yet. And I was sitting at the bar with Mitchell, and we were drinking. And then your wife came in, and she was like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm waiting for your husband." She's like, "He's outside." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, let's go back to the Perdomo portion of the show. Sorry,
Yeah.
Nick.
I know.
I appreciate interrupting your time. Again, congratulations on your grandson. Sorry to hear about Sarah passing. But yeah, back to the conversation about Perdomo, and let's do that ad, and I will shut the fuck up.
Well, our trivia segment is brought to you by Perdomo Cigars, featuring the 2024 cigar of the year, Smokin Tabacco cigar of the year, the Perdomo 30th Anniversary Sun-Grown Epicure. Perdomo cigars, they stand for quality, tradition, and excellence. Pat, what's our theme tonight? What do we got?
I'm gonna do music.
Well, I think that's very appropriate. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling.
I think that the first trivia question could have been what topic Pat's gonna pick, and I think that would have been an easy one, but
Yeah, that would have been a soft toss.
it would have been a really soft toss. So we'll do 3 to 5. We'll see how easy these ones are. So first one is Eric Clapton wrote the song Layla for the wife of which Beatle?
Oh, was it George Harrison?
Yeah, it was George
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah.
Sorry, was I supposed to answer that?
Yeah. No.
it's
Yeah.
whoever gets it first. Whoever gets it first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which artist won an Academy Award for Best Song in the film Philadelphia?
Oh, it was it Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah.
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 So it's weird. At first, I was gonna say Elton John because of Philadelphia Freedom, but then Philadelphia Freedom, that was like a gift for somebody, wasn't it? He wrote that as a gift.
I don't know, actually.
Actually, no, that was your song. I think your song he wrote as like a gift for somebody. Anyway, sorry.
Great song, by the way, your song.
I had it in my wedding vows.
Yeah, it's a absolute fabulous song.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Keep going, Pat.
So, in which year did Lemmy, the lead singer of Motorhead, pass away?
Oh, dude, come on. Hold on. I
That
can
was
look it up on my.
that was
on my phone because
recently.
I have a picture on my phone because I was on a plane, and I had a shot or a bottle of Jack, or small bottle, airplane bottle of Jack.
The Nips. Yeah.
And I had Motorhead on my phone, and it was my tribute to Lemmy because Lemmy is God. I can't remember the year. Wow.
It was somewhere. It was like 20.
14?
I was gonna say 14, but I'm like
16?
14 or 16.
Is that both your final answers?
I'll go with 14.
No, it was 15.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 15.
I knew it was like
It was
somewhat.
like 14, 16.
recent.
No,
Yeah.
15.
It's 15.
Even
December 15, by the way. So
even
technically-
Ozzy said that Lemmy was more like he was. People thought Lemmy was worse than me, and I was like, yeah, that's probably right.
I have a picture on my phone of the night he passed. And I was on an American Airlines flight. I think I was flying to Boston from LA. And
Really?
And I have it was just one of those, pictures. The phone was there with the Motorhead song playing, and then the Jack Daniels with. I think I was doing a Jack and Coke.
I'd probably say my favorite Motorhead
and
song.
I don't drink Jack and Coke, so that was
Me either.
purely for Lemmy.
What's your favorite Motorhead song?
Well, Ace of Spades, dude. It's like still one of my favorites, but I think
Ain't No Nice Guy. I like Ain't No Nice Guy. I ain't no
There you go.
nice guy anymore. I love that song. That was great.
I think
Fantastic.
he wrote what's it called? Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Did he
For
write
Oz-
that?
Yeah,
And then I think Ozzy wrote Hellraiser.
really. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I think Ozzy wrote Hellraiser. They did that song together, and then Lemmy, I think, did it on his own. Like, he did, like, his own version. I think.
I think what I really appreciated in Metallica, was it Metallica's documentary or Lemmy's documentary, where Lemmy got up with Metallica at a show. Yeah, it's nice to see like that musicians like pay respect to someone who was quietly great, because he wasn't a loud dude.
Yeah.
The music was loud and hard, but you would see him at the Rainbow just sitting at the bar playing fucking video poker. Dude, he wasn't not a loud guy.
I've read that about him. He would just hang out there like a regular
Yeah,
dude, like, all the time.
He did. They actually when he got sick, they brought him the video poker machine to his apartment.
I read that. Yeah.
I
'Cause
used
he
to
loved
see him
it
all
so
the
much.
time. I used to see him all the time at the Rainbow, but me being a nervous kid, I don't go up to people and bother people.
Yeah.
When you have a respect for, like, dude, I was standing in line literally behind Duff McKagan for a plane ride back to LA from New York. Those moments in time, you remember? And I just wanted to say thank you, but I didn't say a word to him.
You were too shy.
Yeah, and then I got on the plane and I realized I was sitting in first and he was sitting in business. Like, the whole time I thought about it in my head, I was like, I should trade seats with the guy. that was the only thing I thought about. Like, I should trade seats with this guy because he's one of the guys that guided my life partially. Like, how do you say, like, I ran into Gene Simmons one day and I ran up to him and I was like, I just want to say thank you. That's it. And I ran away. I literally ran away from the guy. I didn't want a picture. I just wanted to fucking shake his hand and say thank you. That's it. There's those moments of, like, paying respect to people. Like, you just, like, I hope there's a lot of people out there that walk up to Pepin and say thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Not like, yeah, I want to get involved with your life and do all this shit. Just walk up to the guy and pay respect to him and say thank you. That's it. I just, I think when they always say don't meet your superheroes, and I've been lucky that most of them have been pretty fucking super. And, there's the occasional asshole. But the occasional asshole is like someone I played in a band with that decided that he wasn't really a superhero to me, but he decided that he was too big for his britches. And I was basically nobody to him. In a brief conversation, I walked away from the conversation and said, hey, nice to see you. And that was it.
I had that happen one time at Logan. I was getting ready to go on a flight to Vegas, and we had a stop in Phoenix at Sky Harbor that connected to McCarran. And I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we were standing in line. They called the board, and we get in line. I'm standing there, and the guy in front of me, I'm like looking at him, and I'm like, nah. And she's like, what's the matter? And I was like, nah. She's like, what do you keep looking at? And I was like, I think the guy in front of us is Tony La Russa. And she's like, who's that? She's like, who is that? And I was like, never mind. And I don't think he heard me, but, like, a few moments later, he turned to, like, look for something, and I was like, I saw his face, and I was like, that's fucking Tony La Russa. She's like, who is that? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, fucking baseball legend. He was at that time. He was, I think he was managing the White Sox at the time, or he would just. I think it was right before, or right after, or something like that. And he was going to Phoenix, and I remember reading I think his family lives in Arizona, so I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I was like, fucking Tony La Russa, and I was like, oh my God, especially growing up, with baseball and everything. I was like, oh my God, it's Tony La Russa, and she's just like, yeah, I'm just like, like, you don't understand what's going on right now. And I was like, do I say something or no? I just leave it alone. And I left and I didn't say anything, but I regretted it. I wish I said something. I'm like, I should have said, hey, like a lot of respect, but I didn't.
It's more of a thank you for me.
Yeah.
Like, I remember landed in Los Angeles, and I was with my wife, and she looks behind. I look up behind her on the escalator, and she goes, "The guy next to me on the escalator seems really familiar." I said, "Honey, that's Wolverine."
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, it was Hugh Jackman. She goes, "Oh my God, I gotta get a picture." I go, "No, you don't. Leave him alone. He's just a normal dude right now, and
He's just doing his thing.
He wants to go get his luggage and get in a fucking car and go back to his place."
That's like you remember Mitchell's story, right?
Who?
You know Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that story? And Mitchell's like,
do we really want to go down the storyline of my wife denying Michael Bublé a seat on a plane?
So for those who don't know, Mitchell Santaga, who's part of the Smokin Tabacco team, although not in smoking capacity at the moment, his first cousin is Canadian musical sensation Michael Bublé, who we all love, and I don't really want to throw her under the bus, but
my wife denied him a seat on a plane.
I remember the first time you came on this show, he was like, "Yeah, so Pete, I have something to tell you," and you're like, "Okay, yeah," like you didn't know, and then he's like, "So, my cousin is Michael Bublé," and you were like, "Oh fuck."
My wife, he might have. Well, Michael Bublé obviously doesn't know who the fuck my wife is,
right?
But it was one of those awkward moments on a plane, like, "Hey, do you mind switching seats with me?" And my wife was like really tired. I think she was flying from LA to Miami, actually. She was out visiting me. She was flying LA, Miami. "Do you mind switching seats?" She goes, "No, I booked this seat for a reason. It's the window. I want to fall asleep." Well, she realized it was Michael Bublé after she started hearing him sing to his baby on the plane.
Yep.
And it was one of those like, oh my God, I'm a fucking asshole.
And of course, Mitchell, be typical Canadian. He's like, "Oh, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good."
She's gonna kill me if she watches this, by the way. But anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get you like anti-brownie points with your wife, because I'm sure you already got enough shit to deal with. But I couldn't help but think of it, given the conversation.
you never meet your heroes. I think the first interaction I had with Mel Gibson, I was like, well, he's kind of a dick. But the second interaction I had with Mel Gibson, I'm like, okay, he just wants to have a conversation. So
you conversed with
kind of cool.
Mike with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he had a holistic patch on his back, and he sat down with a buddy of mine and myself at the Grand Event Room, and he was talking about how he was trying to quit smoking cigarettes, and he just came from a Chinese herbalist, and he had a nicotine patch on his back, and he lifted his shirt up, and it was like a big old piece of tar with a cheesecloth on top of it.
Really?
And he was smoking dude, this is the moments of time. He was smoking a Vegas Robina. He was smoking a Vegas Robina Unico, the Cuban Unico from Robina.
Oh yes, yeah.
And he was smoking an Unoco. He goes, "This is pretty mild, right?" I go, "Yeah, not really."
Yeah, no, yeah, no.
And he was like, "Hey, man, if you ever get a chance to buy a G5, do it, or a G4. Back then, I think it might have been G4 still.
That was his advice.
Private plane, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah." He was. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think I have the money to buy a plane." And this, by
Thanks.
the way, this
I'll
dates way
save that
before
just in case.
this dates way before I started the brand, but I still don't have the money for a private plane, so it's not even a conversation. Um, I've had some very intimate moments with celebrities over the years where it's just been conversational and like kind of heartfelt. Like you could tell that they were in a bad space, but they just wanted to have a good conversation.
They wanted to
I
feel
won't.
normal.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. They want to feel like a regular person. They don't want to be like, oh, I'm so and so. Like, hey, like you're just a dickhead. I'm a dickhead. Let's just hang
I
out
won't
at the
say
bar.
who they were, but one of them was a very famous basketball player, and one of them was a very, very famous musician.
Nice.
And they just wanted to, shoot the shit. And if you ask them the right questions, they gave great answers. That's it.
I mean, given
Don't
what
try to,
my
buddy.
given what my dad does, I've had that interaction a bunch of times as well for obvious reasons. Most recently, it was with Derek Lowe.
Who?
Derek Lowe, he pitched for the Red Sox back in '04, threw a no hitter in
Oh,
'02.
oh shit.
And I remember I was at Fenway for it was a concert. I think it was Thomas Rhett. I was there. I was there to help my dad after the show, but I was like, I'm gonna come in before so I can watch the whole thing. And we had some friends there, and he was like, "Oh, your mother wants to go down to the club you were talking about." And he was like, "Can you take her down there to see?" I said, "Yeah, I'll bring her down." So I brought her down there, and we find her friend, and her friend was with her friends, and their friends were all friends with Derek Lowe and his wife, and I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "You know who that is?" And so we were talking, and I just remember we started talking to Derek Lowe, and it was just like same thing. It was just like we were having a conversation. And at one point, I was just like, I mean, I gotta say that. I was just like, yeah. I'm like, Derek, I just have to say thank you for 2004. He was just like, yeah, no problem. It was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
and then we just started talking about like different shit. And he was like, yeah, Pedro, and Pedro was like our golden god. You know what I mean? Like he was like when we were in the clubhouse. Pedro was
Yeah,
like,
but you wanna show a little thank you. That's it. Because
and
it's part
it
of
just
your
but
growing
it was natural. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just kind of it was natural, but then it just turned into like good baseball talk. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of like we just started like talking about like just baseball shit, and like I know a lot of like the clubbies and the work in the clubhouse. I'm like, like so. Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, and it just went, and it was just nice. It was just one of those conversations where it's like we were just talking. It wasn't even just like oh my god, hi, I'm such a fan. Can I take a picture? It was just like we're just talking game, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I did. One of the conversations I had was with a singer in a band, and we were both standing at the same bar, and his drummer happened to walk in the room, who he hadn't talked to in 2 years,
Wow.
and I just had a normal conversation with him. I'm like, "How's it feel to be in the same room with him?" He goes, "Not good, man. We haven't talked to each other. We haven't seen each other." I go, "Well, I hope it gets better."
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's all you can hope for is like, everybody's got their moments of demons and they go through struggles as a family in general. But this particular band was going through a very bad spot, and the singer wasn't talking to the rest of the band.
Hmm.
And he had, shifted his life, and whatever. He's back with the band now.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't like to bother people, but every once in a while there's that person that you go, dude, I just want to say thanks. That's it. You don't have to. We don't have to fucking have a real conversation. We don't have to fucking have a relationship. I just want to say thank you for being part of my growing up. That's it.
I think
So
they
Gene
appreciate
Simmons
that
was one of
too.
them.
I think sometimes they don't want to feel like, oh my god, like you're such a big deal. It's like, hey, thanks. That's it. Like
Yeah.
I appreciate the artistry. I'm not gonna make a big deal about you because I'm sure you're fucking tired of it. But just want to let you know I appreciate your artistry and your creativity. I think they appreciate that more.
I didn't get to do it with Lemmy. I would just see him and let him be. I did it with Ozzy in
Oh.
Chrome Hearts. This goes back to Chrome Hearts. I was a frequent shopper at the Chrome Hearts in West Hollywood. The guy I was trying to pitch the whole idea with the
Right.
cigar brand.
Yeah.
And I'm in there one day, and I was there like constantly. Like I knew all the staff. The stock lady would make us like pot brownies every year for Christmas.
Ooh.
Like, not that we did weed, but like, oh, fuck it, it's Christmas. Why not? Like we were on their Christmas list, so we had like all the celebrities would get Christmas gifts. We got the same shit.
Oh, nice.
So one day I'm in there hanging out, and Ozzy walks in the fucking room with his assistant, and I was like, holy shit. And I'm texting someone. I was like, holy shit, Ozzy's in the fucking room. Like, Ozzy's at Chrome Hearts. Say hi. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking going to say hi. Like, I'm not. I happen to be walking by him. And that's when I just said, I just want to say thank you. Like, I literally stuttered. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Like,
Appreciate you. Thank you.
that was it. That was the brief interaction with someone who, everybody considered a god rock star. But I would never want to bother him on his personal time. That was like, like that's as much as I needed to say. And to get a response of like, thank you. That's it. That's all I need.
My mom put up this comment. So growing up, my dad we had a golden rule, and it was when you're here, you're gonna run into people. More often than not, players, don't bother them. Like, don't, because he still had a job to do, and you know how some people can be. It's like, just don't make a thing. They might get upset. Just don't bother them. And it was, but he always said, like, but if they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, don't be a dickbag and be like, I'm not supposed to talk to you. Like, be like, oh, hi. And like, just, keep it short. But, like, just don't go out and be like, oh, hey, Pedro, hi. Like, just don't bother.
Yeah.
And there was one time I don't consider it breaking the rule. He was retired. So I felt it was fair game. So we were there one night, and I think it was like a concert night, and we got in the elevator, and it was me and my mom. I can't remember if it was like my sister or my ex-girlfriend. We got in the elevator, and then another couple got in with their kids. And right away, I knew who it was, and I didn't say anything. And so, like, we get in, and we're riding all the way up, and it's just, like, silence. And I'm just like, do I say something? Do I keep my mouth shut? I'm like, he's retired, so I don't think. I was just like, all right, you know what? And I said that out loud. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, dude, are we riding the elevator together? And he looked at me funny, like, and he smiled, and he put his hand out, and he shook my hand, and he was just like, I just look like him. I just look like him, and I was like, oh, and then the door opened, and he was like, have a good night, and he got out, and the door closed, and my mom was like, who the fuck was
I tell
that?
you?
She was like, who the fuck was that? And I was like, are you kidding me? Because he was one of her favorite players, and I was like, are you kidding me? She's like, who was it? I was like, that was Jason Varitek. She was like, oh my god, I had no idea. Like, it was Jason Varitek. Like, she was like, I had no idea. I'm like, how did you not know that? He's like two of your favorite people, like of all time, like, like I like,
That's funny.
yeah, he was good shit about it though. He was just like, yeah, I just
Did he get a smirk out of you saying, "Are we really riding
yeah,
the elevator?"
exactly. That he looked at me first like,
Did he think you were gonna stab him?
I don't know, and then he just smiled and he was just like, shook my hand. And he was just like, I look like him, like I'm his brother or something like that. And then he was like, oh, good night, and he got out, and I was just like, oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that happened.
I told you the Gene Simmons story, I've told this story multiple times. But when I walked up to Gene and I said, "I just want to say thank you," he shook my hand, and as I'm looking at him into his eyes, going, "Shit, maybe this isn't Gene Simmons." He responds with, "It's me." And I look at him, I go, "Cool, thank you." And I ran away.
I can picture that too, because I mean, I've watched him enough.
me.
I could just be like, it's me.
No,
Just
but
all
he was like,
serious.
Was like, "It's me.
It's me.
He gave his perfect Gene Simmons NPR voice, like, "It's me."
It's me. I've slept with 4,700 women. It's me.
It scared the shit out of me. And then I got back into the cigar store, and everybody was like, "Who is it?" I go, "Gene Simmons." And I just made a fucking fool of myself.
I'd probably do the same thing with Gene Simmons, to be honest with you. I always loved Gene Simmons. I always like Kiss. For me, it was always between Gene and Paul. I always liked them both the most. But yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Dude, I ran into who's Aquaman? What's his name? Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
In London. He walked into a cigar store that I was in, and I was there, talking with the staff and promoting the product. Not to the people coming in the door, to the staff.
Right.
And my distributor's like, "Give him a cigar." I go, "No, I'm not going to give him a fucking cigar." He doesn't, like, he's doing his thing. Like, let him do his thing. He kept on pushing me. I go, "Listen, dude, I'm not going to give him a fucking cigar. He's on his own time. I don't want to bother the fucking guy." And he literally walked into that store and spent £45,000 in 15 minutes.
Whoa.
And I looked at the sales guy. I goes, "Aquaman really making that much money?"
I guess so.
Seriously. But I don't like bothering people, man. Like, I don't know. Like, dude, if we had a common connection. And by the way, as soon as I get off, like he leaves, I get text messages from two of my wife, one,
Yeah.
and my best friend. And they both send me common connections to Jason Momoa that I could have easily sparked a conversation with. I'm like, "You could have done this fucking 15 minutes ago." My wife's like, "Oh, honey, your favorite song that you always sing when we're playing Cuban music, that was written by his father-in-law or his new girlfriend's father." I was like, "Fuck off." Okay, I could have let in with that one.
Thanks for telling me now.
And then my other buddy was like, "Oh, dude, you should have mentioned this person's name because we worked on a film together." I'm like, "Yeah, you could have come in 15 minutes earlier. That's it." But no. So I'm not going to bother someone. But second of all, like, I would have felt really awkward going, "Hey, my best friend knows you."
Yeah.
That would have been awkward too. So like I don't want to put myself out there at the same time.
Well, I feel like given your history, like with your time in Los Angeles, I mean, obviously you've rubbed elbows with a lot of people, so you're kind of used to it. You know what I mean? Like for me, like I think,
Yeah, some, but it's usually always a crass response from me on. Like one of my best friends was the director of Tombstone. He's sadly far gone, but vastly different age group, right?
yeah,
But we became best friends, And the first time we met, he goes, I said, "Sir, how'd you like those cigars?" He goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And I knew he liked the word cocksucker, so I said, "I'm the cocksucker that got you those cigars." He goes, "You and I are friends." That was it. And we became, every time we see each other, we would have a conversation. Like, I actually have a poster behind me. Let me see if I can turn. You
Dude, is that the
see?
bar? Oh my god, dude, good for you. That's
Hold
sweet.
on. Oh yeah, hold on. There it is. No, where?
Right above your
How
head
the
there?
fuck? No, I'm trying to get the right. There we go. Hold on.
Oh,
This
right
way.
there, right there. I see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That poster right there
Yeah.
was given to me by him.
No way.
It's from 1933. Yeah,
Oh shit.
1933.
Wow.
And I also am the proud. Well, how would you say that? What's the best custodian? That's the best word for it. I'm the
Okay.
proud custodian of the gun from Tombstone, the movie.
You have the gun?
The gun that Kurt Russell pulls out of the armoire in the box. I own that gun.
Really?
It's literally 20 feet away from me.
No shit. Wow.
So I met a lot of great people. Some people that, like George. George was a fairly well recognized movie director. But you talk to kids now, they don't know who the fuck George Cosmatos was.
By the way, that's a great fucking movie.
To me, it was the best Western ever.
With Val
One of the
Kilmer?
best Western, for sure. But yeah, I've met a lot of great people, and some people we had cool conversations with, and some people I had great friendships with. And then some people I just said, "Hey, thank you," and I ran away. That's it.
See, like for me, like the way, because like of my experience being around people all the time, like I kind of got numb to it because I got used to it. So like when
Yeah.
I came into like doing this, and like I'd go to the trade show, and I know you guys probably don't feel the same way, and I get it. But like for some people, you guys are like that to some people. I remember being at the show, and and I was always like cool about it, and the guys on the team would get excited when they'd see you guys, and they'd be like, oh my god, like that's Pete Johnson, or like that's Carlito Fuente. I'm like, yeah, I know, just be cool, it's all good. And like I always had that like don't make a big deal out of it, you know what I mean? Like just like, hey, how you doing?
How many times you've been in a room with Carlito and you realize that he's just a fucking normal, nervous guy?
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
It's like he's probably more nervous than you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like, yeah. And it was I think it made it easy for me like when I started, because and I'm not knocking people either. That's not but it's just I can understand people being nervous to like meet some of you guys. And but I was just always kind of, cuz I was like I'm kind of used to these interactions. So I just always got it like, hey, like just be cool about it. Like don't make it like, oh my god, like you're Pete Johnson. I've seen you all over the magazines like forever. Like you're everywhere. Like and I love the brand. Like it's just kind of like, hi Pete, how's it going? Like you know what I mean? Like it just and I always told them like, we go in the booth, just be cool. Like just don't don't make a big deal out of it. Like
I just resubmitted an ad. I just resubmitted one of my ads for a magazine, and I used the same ad that I had from 2015.
The black and white photo that everybody knows.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, man, Carlito can use it. I'm gonna use it too.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with that is if you keep using that ad, eventually you're not going to look like that anymore, and they're going to be like, "Oh, that."
No, I'm much fatter. I can tell you the day I did that shot, a moment in time again, right?
Mm.
Okay. No, just pour me a glass and then put the stopper in it.
Like that?
Yeah, that's perfect. I weighed myself on the scale that morning, and I was 216 pounds. I'm actually 266 right now.
Me too. I'm like 260 something.
Yeah, but if I can get away with using that, okay, maybe I'll take the same picture and just put a little bit more gray in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I hate taking pictures. Like, I don't mind taking pictures with people. Like, I hate taking pictures for the purpose of using them for advertisements.
well, it's this photo, right? Like the one that I used in the promo.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
basically
only
that
that's the
photo.
only photo I can use of you because you don't have any other fucking photos. Because
No,
you don't take
I have
photos.
the one I'm wearing a flannel shirt. That's one I use all the time.
I think I know the photo you're talking about. Which, by the way, you don't look like this anymore. And I'm
Same
not
day. Yeah, I know. I'm fucking 50 pounds heavier, motherfucker. Fuck off.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, like, it's just it's not recent, But I mean, people know it's you. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the day
They'll
will
see.
come.
Like, I love it. It's like, is that you? I'm like, yeah, 50 years ago.
Yeah, that was me a while
Actually,
ago.
10 years ago. Any more ads that we have to do?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
That's it, man. That's
No
it.
more fun trivia questions.
I don't know, unless Pat has any more.
I like the games. So
I don't even. Pat, how many?
Yeah,
Pat, how many did
cut
we
you
do?
off? We only
I
did
know.
3.
I could do more.
We
Yeah,
literally like sabotaged that whole segment and went off on a tangent, and we never finished.
I know.
Actually, that was the last thing we talked about. We've been on a tangent since that conversation. Since that question.
I'm almost at the end of this bottle of wine, so
And it
yeah.
was Lemmy. Dude, blame Lemmy for everything.
I know it's all Lemmy's fault. Do you have another one, Pat? Give us a good one.
Yeah, no, I'll pull it back up. I was scrolling because I got like a notification of a post, and I saw an article that it's confirmed that Cuba has prisoners rolling cigars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can confirm that.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I guess I didn't really think about it, but I guess it makes
I'm not
sense.
either, but like the actual Habanos officially announced that they're actually doing that. I think a journalist wrote some kind of editorial about it, and Habanos actually confirmed that there's a program that they have.
Well, I mean, not for nothing, but I mean, anybody
Has anybody
who knows.
confirmed that Habanos is selling? The Chinese conglomerate is selling to some other country.
I haven't seen.
I got to be
anything.
careful what I say here, but so Pete, if you're referring to,
A sovereign wealth fund?
are you referring to a country in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something not about Cuba, but about yeah, I think we're talking about the
They're
same
gonna
thing.
they're gonna buy out the 4 families that own the Chinese portion of it.
The same people who are going to buy out a company that does business here.
Oh yeah, I think it might be actually.
I heard something about maybe Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak too officially because but I heard whispers in the wind about something like that.
Let's see. Let me just confirm real quick.
I mean, if you want to say it, I mean, no one's gonna be mad at you.
No, this is all hearsay until I see it happens, dude. It's all hearsay for me. It's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, hey, so and so's using Cuban tobacco." I'm like, "Well, if I don't see the bales, I can't talk about it." And then,
Does that
so-and-so's
happen more
selling-
often than people think, though? Like, you don't have to mention names. I'm not trying to start
no,
trouble, but does it happen?
No, not anymore. I would say more that it happens more that Cuba's using Nicaraguan tobacco.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hold on.
They got to make up for that tobacco somewhere. Yeah, sorry. That cigar like falling apart on me.
It would be which cigar?
I wanted something tiny, so I lit up a Cohiba Club 20. The little one. They're pre-cut. They're little cigarillos, so you know that
Yeah,
it's all short filler, so it's all coming out.
Abu Dhabi.
Interesting. I'll have to dig into that. They're gonna lower the Cuban cigar prices now.
If you look, it actually says ownership of Habanos SA, the Cuban cigar company, is split. The Cuban government and a consortium of Asian investors. But there is a rumor that Abu Dhabi is involved. I think the U.S. version is being looked at by other people. I don't know if it's the same people.
That sounds about right. That's what I heard.
Here, no spoilers.
Yeah. No teasers, no spoilers, right, Coop?
Right.
That's what he always says.
So, yeah, I don't know. Supposedly it's not public knowledge yet. Supposedly it's happened or happening. But you realize that, there's a Forbes list that everybody pays attention to, or some people pay attention to it. And you see all these billion. Yeah, the Forbes list where,
the top billionaires.
Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Until you get to the UAE.
Yeah.
There is the reality there. Until you get to the UAE, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. And then there's that.
Yeah, then there's the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's like...
those guys have the ability to keep their name off the list.
That's like I literally can do whatever I want. Money. I could kill a whole tribe and no one will know and I will get away with it. Money.
Well, we won't talk about that.
Just as an example, you know what I mean? Like it's like I am God kind of money. Yeah, I know. It's true.
But I mean, there's the list that everybody wants to be on, and then there's the list that of people that don't want to be on that list.
You get to a certain amount where you're just like, no, take me off the list now.
Yeah.
Buying a company for like $50 billion is just like, I'm just going to the store.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's just like $50 billion. Yeah, I'll write you a check. Yeah.
It's absurd, dude.
Like I'd love to know what that feels like. Like $50 billion. All right, write them a check. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and then you die.
Yeah,
and then I don't think anybody really knows how to manage it.
No.
Like you wake up in the morning like, okay, what do we have to buy today? That's it.
There is a company for sale for $250 billion. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Sure.
I'll see how I feel in the afternoon. It's like, twist my arm.
I'll take 25 million, dude. That's
I know, seriously. It's like, oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've heard a few whisperings about something. I
probably wouldn't take 25. I would have to really look at the numbers.
What if someone was to buy your company?
Yeah, but I'm not for sale, so it doesn't make
No, I know.
Anyway.
I know.
The only company that's allowed to buy Tatuaje is my father.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I have to pass it down somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere.
My nephew and the kids in the house. That's it.
They will carry the legacy of Tatuaje.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, one day I won't be able to carry it. So,
do any of them have tatuajes though? Like, will it make sense?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
think they-
you can
I
take
think
my
they all
company,
do,
but you
actually.
have to have a tattoo, or like it won't be right.
Yeah. The reality is the brand dies with me.
I think.
The brands that fall under it can survive, but Tatuaje as the front mark probably dies with me. We'll see. I'm hoping that it's a long way to go.
Well, if you keep using that beef tallow, I think you'll be around for quite a long time. Sounds to me.
Dude, you joke about it, but listen.
I'm not knocking
cook-
you.
I
Don't
do
take that the
cook-
wrong way.
I do cook things in beef tallow. I do cook things in pork fat, olive oil. A lot of olive oil, of course. You know, olive oil is life, right?
Italians, yeah.
But everything beef tallow is usually mixed when it comes to facial creams or any of this shit. It's usually mixed with olive oil and other natural oils to I don't know, protect your skin. It's actually I don't want to go into detail, but it actually fucking really it works for me, and you'd be surprised um, how much product used to be made with it, and
Really?
no longer is. Yeah. You know, the vegan generation, they got rid of beef tallow because beef, doesn't work for them. But the amount of cosmetics that used to use beef tallow as part of the ingredients were pretty large.
What did they do? Like they substitute it with petroleum?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it comes out of the ground. Even though it's probably it's not as good for you, but it comes out of the ground, not an animal.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not making an opinion one way or the other. I'm not here to stir that pot. I've stirred enough pots lately.
Again, it works for me. It's not going to work for everybody. People will call me some fucking weirdo, I'm sure tomorrow. But
I'm gonna make that the title.
Routine.
I'm gonna make that the title of this one. It's gonna be Pete Johnson swears by
Fucking
beef
weirdo.
tallow, and I'll let people be like, "What?" Because that's the thing. I'll write that, and people will be like, oh, "What?" and they'll click that.
Listen, man, I used to swear by agave.
Agave's good shit, though.
I like it, but now
Yeah.
they're starting to now agave's on the shit list
Why?
for sugar levels. And I don't believe it's true because I knew diabetics that actually lived very well with agave and actually had their own fucking tequila brand because that was the only drink they could have that balanced their fucking sugars. So
Well, I know it's a sugar substitute because, like, I know Nicole's used it because she's very, conscious about that stuff, and she'll
it's
use
great,
the-
and it's also a great diuretic.
Oh, good, good to know.
Good espresso in the morning with some agave in it. Wakes you up in the morning.
Cleans you out too, huh?
Well, again, it only cleans me out. Might not work for everybody.
That's the legal disclaimer here. That's the legal disclaimer, yeah. Oh shit. Well,
Works for me, but not maybe for you.
P, it's almost 10 p.m.
Amazing.
I'm having a great time. I've drank almost this whole bottle of wine. I'll probably finish it before I hit the hay, but I think I'm
One
gonna put
more
a
piece of trivia before we go to bed.
yeah, absolutely. I'm game for it. If Pat's got it, well, let's do it.
I can make that happen.
He's ready. Look at him too. He's like, yeah, I got this.
I can make it happen. Try to pick some good ones here.
I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate Pat's silence. Dude, why
I know,
the
like
fuck? There was a lot that you could have contributed to this, but I don't know why you don't feel like you can interrupt because you should have.
He's shy.
I wouldn't say I'm shy. No, I just it's you guys are.
You're in a
going, and
courtroom.
just-
You're in a courtroom all day, pleading your case to put people away, and you can't even.
I could have started objecting. I could have went in that way. I could have taken that route, but
Objection.
That would've been funny.
I'm like the silent killer, you know.
Just remember, Pat, I'm the judge here. I'll allow it.
All right, we have this could be a good one.
And I'm the court jester.
How about who was Paul McCartney referring to in Hey Jude?
Oh,
A friend's son.
yes.
Why did he write it though? I just thought about this recently.
I read this a
might have
long
been-
time ago.
I think it was something to do with his parents getting divorced. Was that it?
Do you know the yeah? But do you know the name?
Well, the kid's name was Jude, right? But the parents, no.
Well, Jude was a nickname.
Oh shit! Really?
So you're looking for the actual name?
Yeah, the actual name of Jude.
I read
don't
this a
know.
long time ago. I don't
Job?
remember. Job? Where'd you get that from? Job? Who's
Well,
named
because
Job?
There's two brothers that play soccer called Jude and Job. One plays
Job.
for Real Madrid and one plays for Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, that's right. You would know that. I
The
forgot. You're a
Bellingham
really...
brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good kids. Trying to set the one that plays for Real Madrid up with my niece.
So
That
it's
might work.
Julian Lennon is the name.
Well, Julian Lennon is wait, oh shit.
John Lennon?
It was about Julian Lennon?
Yeah.
So he referred to Julian Lennon as Jude?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Holy shit. Yeah, Julian Lennon. Fuck yeah.
Wow.
I never went down that rabbit hole, so I had no idea.
My Beatles phase took place like 16 years ago, so I forgot a lot of that stuff. But I remember reading about it.
We used to play Hey Jude in the high school band.
I think everybody did.
No, we did like a GNR style version of Hey Jude.
That
So,
actually
yeah,
sounds
I
cool.
didn't know it was about Julian Lennon. I probably did and probably forgot it. But very cool. Okay. Give me another one before
Yeah.
we go to bed.
All right. Which band's fans are known as gearheads?
Gearheads. What? Oh shit! Now, why the fuck? I'm having a mental block because I know this.
Me too. That sounds so familiar. It's not
No,
Motorhead,
I know
right?
this.
It's not what I heard. No.
Gearheads. Fuck me. Oh, I know this too.
Gearheads.
It's not Pantera. It's Metallica?
No.
No, it's not Metallica.
Gearheads. Why would it not be Motorhead?
Yeah, that was my first guess. If it's not them,
All right, I give up.
Botchman Turner Overdrive.
Fuck me, Jesus.
yeah.
Wow, that I forgot about then. 'Cause
I
that's
knew it
old.
sounded familiar because I'm like, I have heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about them as a group, as a whole.
That was a super group. There you go.
Yeah.
They had to have everybody's name in the group. It would have been Johnson, Muller, and Ludwig. Not a band name. It's a law firm, dude.
No offense, but Johnson doesn't really sound like a rock star name. I think if you really
No,
if you made it all the way,
actually-
you would have had to change it.
I didn't use Johnson.
What did you use?
Actually, I used my middle name. My middle name is Hassel.
Well, I knew that. So you were just Pete. You were Pete Hassel.
Pete Hassel. And if you really wanted to romanticize it, you said Pete Hassel.
Wait, so
Yeah.
is that why you use your full name on shit? Peter Hassel Johnson?
Like I use Hassel a lot. Like I have a company called Hassel Brands. Um,
Well, like the logo. The
I
logo's your all three of your initials.
yeah, Pete Hassel Johnson cigars or
That's how
Pete
Matt Booth.
Johnson
That's how
Cabana
Matt Booth
Cellars.
refers to you. Anytime he mentions you, he's like, it won Peter Hassel Johnson. And I'm like,
Yes, yeah, he does call me Peter Hassel. Yeah.
he calls you Peter, not Pete. It's Peter Hassel Johnson. I'm like,
Peter, because he knows that it bugs the fuck out of me. I think we talked about this, but when Boothie got in the industry, I didn't like him.
I know the story.
I didn't want to know the guy, nothing, but we were both in the same wedding party, and Thor from Cigar Press hit me up and said, just sit down with him and have a conversation. You'll like him. And after a night at my office, I used to have an office on Sunset Strip, right on Sunset Boulevard,
Yeah.
like next to fucking a tattoo parlor, guitar stores, the whole thing. And we just sat in my office. We had a bottle of wine, maybe two, smoked some cigars, and I was like, okay, this guy's pretty cool.
So I thought it was because the story and again I obviously I have this wrong. The story I was presented was it was at his first trade show, and he came to the trade show and he had like a film crew or something, and then you were already established and you were in your booth, and it was like, who the fuck is that guy with the cameras and all that, just making a spectacle of himself, and it was Herklotz who was like, oh, like, this guy, we're 101, blah, 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 blah. And, like, you were, you were, like, very uninterested. And then I think it was Herklotz who said something like, he's a good guy, though, or whatever. And then you guys got to talking.
The only guy that made me, it wasn't Herklotz. But the only guy that made me sit down with him was Thor from Cigar Press.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but Matt came in under Christian's wing.
Really?
Yeah, Matt came in under when Dylan Austin used to work with Christian. This is
Before Davidoff bought Camacho.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And yeah, they were doing a bunch of filming. I remember filming going on. And I was like, who the fuck's this guy trying to step on my shit? Like, I'm the guy with the tattoos.
Right.
Which is really funny because in this new documentary, we were talking about like I was the only guy on the floor with tattoos visible, and then auto cut to fucking John Huber. He goes, "Hi, my name is John Huber. I'm the other guy with tattoos in the cigar industry." And and funny thing is that all of us were at Thor's wedding. John Huber was at Thor's wedding. Matt Booth, John Drew, Tom Lazuka, anybody you can think of was at Thor's wedding. And it was before Thor's wedding that I sat down with Booth after I wasn't sure if I liked the guy, but it was really like, I'll be brutally honest on this. I didn't like Christian's marketing guy, which was Dylan Austin, who ran Davidoff.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I didn't like Dylan back then. Something about him just rubbed me the wrong way, and I was highly protective of my friends, and I thought John Huber was a great marketing guy. And I actually remember sitting in a conversation with someone, and I'm like, oh, Dylan Austin, he's a poor man's John Huber.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, of course, it was like a fucking turf war in a sense back then, because it was Matt Booth, Dylan Austin, and their crew, and then it was everybody else that I was friends with. And then I sat down with Matt at my office, and we became very good friends. And I love seeing him, and I love to see what he did with his life. Um,
He turned out all right.
he turned out pretty fucking good.
Yeah. He's just living now.
But yeah, exactly. But at first, I was like, I don't know if I like this guy stepping on my shit. And that's how I felt. I was like, this is my space. Because I was the tattoo guy. I was the guy with the jewelry on. I was having sterling silver shit made for me. I wasn't making sterling silver shit like
Right.
Matt was. But at the same time, I was like, no, this is my shit. This is my space. So Matt and I would joke back in the early days. He's like, can I get you to wear, one of my pieces? I'm like, no, I'm a Chrome Hearts guy. So I was not nice.
No.
I definitely was not like, I wasn't going to give the guy a free ride.
Yeah.
Listen, man, no one gave me a free ride. I was in the business 10 years before I started my brand, and even my mentors in the business didn't give me a free ride.
It's true.
They wanted me to prove myself. So I wasn't going to let anybody come in if they were going to try to fool the industry. And I realized that Matt was here for the right reason, and that's it.
And I mean, how do you not love that guy? I mean, seriously.
He's like a little teddy bear. He's dirty, but he's like a little teddy bear. The last real conversation, not real conversation, I've had multiple conversations with him. But I remember one year I walked in the trade show, and he had his long hair growing. And I looked at him, I go, dude, you just look dirty. And I looked at him, I said, I love it.
And he probably just went, yes, I know. Of course.
No, he actually still tells me that I told him that he looked dirty. Anyway, this industry is full of family that just happen to be born from different places. That's it.
Yeah.
And occasionally we get that fucking second cousin that we just don't want in the room.
Oh,
And
I've
we
encountered
say,
a few.
that guy. Don't involve yourself with the second cousin. He's a fucking creep. Yeah, the industry's. I'd like to say that the cigar industry is like a fraternity of brothers, and now sisters, of course, who ultimately, so a sorority too, who ultimately just want to outdo each other. But if you put us in a room together, we're going to have a fucking conversation like it's old home week. Well done, by the way.
Well done on what?
The wine.
Oh, thank you. That's just about it. I killed this bottle.
No, I think that was about it because you made a spectacle of yourself pounding your glass,
I was getting the drip.
emptying the bottle. Yeah,
I was getting the
you
drip.
gotta- You don't want the drip. I told these kids nowadays, I'm like, when you say you're wearing good swag, and they're like, we don't use swag anymore. We use drip. I'm like, you don't want to use the word drip. We use the word drip for a different reason.
Yeah, I'll never understand the slang that these kids are using today.
Oh, there's some new words that I'm like, what is that? What is that? They're like, well, it's just something we say. It
like
doesn't
cap.
mean
They use
anything.
the word cap, and I'm like, what's
Well,
that?
cap is a lie. No cap would be no lies.
What's
So
this?
you gotta
What's this skibidi word that they use
no
now?
skibbity.
Skibbity. Well, yeah.
Skib-
What the
Skibbity.
fuck is that? I don't know.
I don't know it either, but skibbity is supposedly like it's just skibbity. I'm like, you gotta tell me what the fuck it means.
Do
No,
your
just
kids
means
use it?
skibbity. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Well, the youngest.
Yeah.
The oldest not anymore. He speaks normal. He speaks normal English.
I feel like
kid speaks normal. It's the younger generation.
I'm not as old as you, but I feel like I'm getting old because like there's this new group behind me now, and I'm like, I don't get you at all. And people are like, you're getting old. I'm like, I don't feel quite old.
then you got to walk in the room and just remind everybody that you're the head honcho in the room. That's it.
I'll be 32 in December. I'm like, that's not super
Oh
old.
my God! God forbid. that
I
you're
know.
32.
That's what I mean. Like, I know I'm not super old, but
Pat,
I'm like,
how old are you now?
27.
he's a baby.
Oh my God! Oh man, I remember those days. Wow, 32 and 27.
You were like what, 35 when Tatuaje started?
Shit, Pat, I could be your dad. Actually,
Yeah.
I could be your granddad. Like that's what's weird.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, maybe technically, but that'd be fucked up. But I guess you're right.
Well, anyway, I'm twice Pat's age right now. Pat, when you were born, what's the birth year, birth month, whatever?
February 1998.
98.
Oh, so
Pete was
you
ar-
just
Pete was
turned
already
27.
Pete was already out of the music industry by then.
Oh no, I was far gone, dude. I
Yeah.
was actually working. I was working Grand Event.
Grand Havana Room. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's back when Pete was selling Opus on the West Coast.
I was.
Yeah, Pete was the OG Opus whore. You know, I know you
No,
think
I know
that
he's got an
He-
Opus tattoo.
he was
I told
you
Car-
way before you.
I told Carlito last week. I said I'm the first guy that got the tattoo, and he goes, "I know." I go, "Yeah, but remember, I was the first guy that got the tattoo." And he said one time, he goes, "Hey, I'm just curious. You remove it?" I go, "No, fuck. Why would I remove the tattoo?" Junior or whatever, Carlos III, I guess, right?
Yeah.
He was showing me like every picture of every Opus X tattoo. I go, just remember who did the first one. That's it.
Wow, what year did you get yours?
96.
Yeah. Opus went on sale November 95.
Well,
it was-
kinda, yeah.
I think the first boxes were shipped to New York City in November 95, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was in Boston for the Big Smoke Boston, and I had just got the tattoo, and everybody in the Boston Big Smoke wanted me to get their brand tattooed on me. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And I went to a store, happened to be a place called Two Guys Smoke Shop in Massachusetts back then.
Mm-hmm.
Not New Hampshire. There was no New Hampshire contingent of the store.
In Everett?
Everett, yeah.
Yep.
And I bought, Everett's like just basically Boston.
Yeah, it's outside. Yeah.
And I bought 7 boxes of Opus X.
Wow.
And they gave me a 10% discount.
Wow.
like back when it didn't even, like, people didn't know what was going on.
Dude, I was barely 3 years old.
I felt it. Like, I knew what was going on, but yeah, and Pat was still in his mom's stomach.
Not even, dude. Not even. It was.
Yeah, he probably was. He was born in February, so yeah, he was. This was,
Yeah, no, you're right.
You were in your mom's stomach.
Yeah.
I'm fucking old, dude. Jesus.
You did that to yourself. Don't blame me. You went on this tangent. Oh my god.
I love it. I was barely 3 years old. Yeah, fuck.
I was barely. Wait, what year? So 98? Is that what you said?
That was 96.
96?
It
Yeah.
was-
So I was
it
barely
was-
3. I was December 93. Is when I was born.
Well, here, does the math work? Yeah, the math works. April of 96.
Yeah, I was like.
You were in
Almost.
your mom's stomach, right,
I was almost 2.5.
Pat?
He was born 98.
98.
Yeah,
so
98. I thought you said 97. Sorry.
That's why I was like, no, not even. He was still.
Not even a thought.
swimming around, you know. You know. Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway,
Pete's starting to feel too old. This took
really
a turn for the worse.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Matt.
Oh, you're welcome, Pete. Anytime. I was gonna say, I think we're gonna stick a pin in it there. We're over 3 hours. This is the longest show we've done all year. Well, like I said, there's only a handful of you guys that actually make it this far.
Popularity towards the night.
Oh yeah, I mean we've had steady viewership this whole time too. I mean people are here
Oh, shit.
and
I didn't know there was a fucking chat room.
oh yeah, people have been commenting all night.
All right.
It's been quiet for the last 45 minutes because we've just been going off on random bullshit. But people, I can see the people are here. So, yeah, man. This was nice. This was nice. As you know, you're
I
always
had a
welcome on the
blast.
show.
Thank you so much for this. This is great. I actually haven't smoked a cigar since I got back from Madrid, which was last week. Shit,
Oh
no.
yeah, that's right. Because I texted you and you were like, "I just woke up. It's 4 a.m. in Madrid," and I was like, "Oh shit, sorry."
Yeah. So I haven't smoked a cigar since. Well, no, I lie. I smoked a cigar 2 days ago with my UK distributor. He was traveling through after a wedding for one of the Aroa girls, and then he was on his way to Tampa to visit Carlito.
Oh, nice, nice.
I have a new UK distributor that does Aladino and Fuente, so it's a good company to be in. I thought I was in good company with my father, obviously, but me leaving the same distributor as my father actually helped my father a little bit in the sense I thought that the distributor could concentrate on them more without me being there, and ended up with a new home, which is a new fresh start in the UK, and I hope it ends up being a great relationship. So shout out to Lewis, who was doing his hard work to continue to promote Fuente and Aladino and a few other brands, and then Tatuaje, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I know this. I'm not going to start a new chapter. We're going to end the show, but I will throw the note out there that there's been a lot of distribution changes recently. So that's interesting. And Europe's a whole nother market. We could do a whole 3-hour show just on that, as we've kind of done on Spare Notes. But
And for the international market, I'll need 3 bottles.
yeah, I'm sure. I don't even want to know what you have to deal with going to Europe. I mean, it's not like the U.S. Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's actually the international show. The Dortmund show is a great show. We get to interact with distributors that we don't normally see all the time. And there's, even though the regulations are just horrible in most countries, people are super serious about what they do, and they love the industry. So, thankfully for them, the brands are doing well.
Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, I assume it's just a challenge because instead of having 50 states, you get like how many fucking countries, and each country has got their own set of regulations and rules and laws and all that bullshit. So you got to like figure out.
Yeah, so people understand geography a little bit. If you take the map of Italy, you can throw it into Florida. So Europe is actually a fairly small area. Like if I flew from Dusseldorf to Madrid, it's the same distance if I flew from Miami to DC. That's how big the United States is.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll always say this, we live in the best country ever, so God bless America.
That's right.
And on that note, let's
Peter's
end this
out.
show.
Peter's out. Well, guys, thanks for being here tonight with us. Thanks for hanging out with us super late. I know we don't usually go this late, but with certain talent, we we extend the mark. Don't forget to go to SmokinTabacco.com for more news, reviews, and updates from the cigar industry. Follow us on all of our platforms, everywhere you get your podcasts and on our YouTube channel. And we'll see you next week.